put the microphone on like that so everybody can hear what you have to say.
Okay.
We'll do a little photo journal for you here. Laura will photo journal this. So then now you know you're going to speak.
Morning. Would members of the committee please take their seats? Would members of Community Development and Recreation Committee please take their seats? We're ready to start. We're running late. It's 9:32. Mayday, mayday. I don't think it is either. I think I'm having some tech problems. Morning, everybody. We're ready to start. No, we need tech to. Mayday, mayday.
Mine is okay.
I think it's just noisy.
Maybe,
Hello, hello. Is that it?
Coming through, it's just not.
Good morning, everybody. Would members of the committee please take their seats? We're ready to start. And can we have a little volume on the microphones? Thank you very much. Morning, everybody. Welcome to meeting 29 of the Community Development and Recreation Committee, and welcome to members of the committee, and of course we have members of the public and visiting Councillor. For those in the room with us, the screen at the back of the room provides real-time updates concerning where we are in the agenda and what's coming up next. Of course, you can always follow the agenda debate on your computer, tablet, smartphone, or Netflix at toronto.ca/council. Are there any declarations of interest under the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act? There are none. Could I have a motion to confirm the minutes of May the 9th, 2018 meeting? Councillor Cressy? Councillor Fletcher, all those in favor? It's carried. So let's go through the agenda. Item 1, Integrated Newcomer Youth Recreation Service Planning Report.
My apologies, just to request a report back in Q1 2019 on progress to date on this initiative.
Okay, is your motion?
No, it isn't.
No?
But
Okay, let's hold it for a couple of minutes, but we can move that quickly as requested. Item number 2, changes in before and after school programs. Moved by Councillor Cressy. All those in favor? It's carried. Item number 3, lunchroom programs in Toronto schools. Held by Councillor Fletcher. Item number 4, review of service system in downtown west neighborhoods.
I hold that down for a sec.
Councillor Cressy holds number 4. Number 5, closing the service gap in the downtown east revitalization area. There are speakers on that item, and yes, so we will hold that for speakers. Number 6, the Green Ontario Fund, benefiting social housing. Councillor Fletcher is moving that item. All those in favor? That is carried. Item number 7, 2018 funding allocations for shelter and related services. Councillor Wong Tam is holding number 7. And there's speakers on that as well. If it is the will of committee, we could do 7 and 8 together. Is that the will of the committee? Separate. It's not the will of the committee. Item 8, 2019 Shelter Infrastructure Plan and System Update Report. And there are speakers on that. So we will hold that item down. Now we have a new item.
Yes, we do.
Councillor Fletcher, I hope everybody has read Councillor Fletcher's letter. A motion to add that to the agenda. All those in favor? That is carried. There is a request.
I have
Yes.
another request for an added item, and that is, it's from the Interfaith Coalition to Fight Homelessness report on out of the cold shelters. And I think it's kind of been attached to 29.8, but really it is a separate item. So I'm wondering if we could identify
Do
it.
you have something ready for us, a letter, or?
I do have a document.
I'd be happy to have the clerk distribute it, and we'll reopen the agenda and add it. How's that sound? But we can't do it at this moment. Now, there has been a request, because we have students here who would like to speak to item 29.9? 29.9. That this be moved to the top of the agenda. Is that the will of the committee?
I speak to that, Mr. Chair. These students are here from Leslieville, grade 4 and 5, and there's 2 of them that would speak to us just quickly. And they're here because they won't be at school in July and therefore would be unable to address the committee when this item's coming back. It was actually supposed to come back to this meeting, and it's not on the agenda. So to accommodate the fact that they were coming to speak, I would just ask that they be heard. We deal with this item, and then we can get on with our business. Because it is a grade 5, they do study civics, and they may stay and hear some of the other issues that we deal with in this committee.
Okay, so unless there's a motion to move to support year-round schooling, I guess it is true, they will not be available to speak to us in July. So why don't we start with item 29? I don't have a speakers list, though.
Yes, I'm sorry. There are 2 speakers that are here that are coming up. And I'd note that this is Mr. Robertson's class, and he's been busy doing this issue with them, and that trustee Jennifer Story is also here. And then there's 2 other students who are going to come up and sit beside them to answer questions and also to hold up their survey results, because as this is a grade 5 class, they've actually done a whole math exercise around this as well.
Okay, that's great. So in light of the fact that I do not have a list of names, if you'd like to introduce yourselves, and normally we give deputants 5 minutes to speak. So welcome to City Hall, and please begin.
Make sure you press your button.
Hi, and good morning. My name is Joel. I'm 11 years old and a grade 5 student in room 301 at Leslieville Public School.
Good morning. My name is Hannah, and I am 10 years old, and I'm a grade 5 student in room 301.
Our school has noticed that people have been bringing their dogs in the school yard and letting them poop in our yard and not picking it up.
We then made a survey to get information on how the kids felt about the situation.
We also asked the teachers, caretakers, and the principal how they felt, and they said that the people who let their dogs poop were being rude to them when they tried to tell them to stop.
We then decided to do a survey to find out how big the problem really is.
We surveyed over 200 kids from grade 1 to grade 6.
We found out 3 things that we'll like to share with you.
The first question on the survey was if they ever stepped in dog poop. And almost 30% of the kids surveyed said yes.
The second question was if the kids have seen dog poop in our schoolyard. And more than 75% of the kids surveyed said yes, they have seen dog poop in our schoolyard.
The third question asked was if they feel safe to play and roll on the grass at the schoolyard. And more than half of them said they do not feel safe to roll and play on the grass.
And disturbingly, 65 of our grade 1s do not feel safe to roll or play in the grass.
Our survey also asked to rank their feelings on how they felt when they stepped in or touched dog poop.
Most kids felt dirty and annoyed. Some felt disgusted and embarrassed.
Why embarrassed? Well, most adults can just go home and change. But a child will have to go through the whole day smelling like dog poo.
Despite putting up more signs and communicating this concern with neighbors, the dog poop problem continues. At this point, no one has the authority to give out tickets. We hope you can change this.
And also, Leslieville is a dog-loving school. 90% of the kids love dogs.
And also, some of the kids in our class are in daycare and had to deal with the dog poop in our schoolyard.
Great, thank you very much. Are there others who are going to speak?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Please introduce yourself, and you have 5 minutes.
So, my name is Elias. I am 10 years old, and I am in room 301. So I used to be in daycare, the Wood Green Childcare program, and every day we would go outside and play. So the day that this happened, I was playing soccer with some friends. I was playing goalkeeper, and because my team was playing well, I was sitting down and relaxing in the grass. When the ball came my way, I got up quickly and looked at my hands because they felt odd. My right hand was completely covered in dog poop. Yeah. So.
Well, we will have questions for the deputant on the details in a minute. That's it. Okay, thank you very much. Normally, we go to questions for the deputant. If the students are okay, maybe some members of committee have questions?
I'll just ask a question. So you're here today because you would like the animal services bylaw enforcement officers to be able to go on to the playground at Leslieville and ticket owners who aren't picking up after their dogs and watch what's going on there. Is that right?
Yes.
And is there a big dog off-leash area that the city has very close by?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the name of that?
Greenwood.
Yeah.
So there's a big dog off-leash at Greenwood, and yet people are bringing the dogs there. And also, there's daycare kids that are at Leslieville. Lots of kids are in daycare and using the same playground as all the students, the rest of the students. Is that right?
Yes.
So your message today to us is?
Well, to just stop the dog poo issue.
Come down to the school and help. You
Yes.
want the city to help.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for coming today, and thank you to Class 301 for all of your great math work on this and your survey skills. To Mr. Robertson, great teacher, you're lucky. And for Trustee Story, who's advocating, and she's on the City School Board's Advisory Council, so I'm sure this will also come up there. Okay, thank you.
Great. Thank you very much for coming to City Hall. This is an important issue. I have seen it in various parks in the area I represent and in school grounds. So it's something that we have to discuss. It's a vital discussion. So thank you for your civic engagement, and thank you so much for coming to City Hall.
Thank you.
So Councillor Fletcher, we don't really have an item to vote on here. We would just, this was to basically give students a voice.
Well, I
And staff are
just,
still working on.
Yes.
Would you concur with that?
I would just ask that a question, if I can, because this was to come back to June 13th, but there's no report ready. So I would just really like to understand, perhaps from the Deputy City Manager, that indeed we're working towards finding a way to enforce the dog rules in school property, particularly where there is a childcare center, because childcare centers are under the authority of the city, are they not?
It's shared authority with the province, but Children's Services and Municipal Licensing and Standards are working together to resolve the issue.
And I will just ask Municipal Licensing and Standards, if there are calls to 311 from the school, what will the response be from the 311 operators now?
So through you, Mr. Chair, we will be receiving those complaints as we do many other complaints and target our enforcement on that basis. I'd also like to note that the letters and the work that the children did has inspired an educational campaign that we're going to be doing as well in this regard. It's happening in our schoolyards and our parks in a far too frequent case, and we're going to work hard to educate people on keeping our public spaces clean so children can use the parks. As far as the enforcement goes, we will be regarding it as we do managing the other 1,500 parks that we have.
And if it's a hot spot, like this is obviously a hot spot,
Absolutely.
you will be able to attend.
That's why through you, Mr. Chair, that's why the information is important for us to know where we're really having these challenges so we can target our resources. Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Councillor Wong-Tam.
Thank you very much for the answers to those questions, which jogs a few more from myself. With respect to the public education campaign, is that work already started and underway?
Through you, Mr. Chair, we have in a variety of ways. We recently did a joint release with Parks, Forestry and Rec and Solid Waste Management about people using the green bins where provided to discard dogs' excrement. And we are continuing that. It's actually staggering the amount of this issue that people are not picking up after their own animals.
And will that be extended, that campaign be extended into the areas where children play, even though it's not city properties, but into the TDSB or Catholic School Board, separate school board facilities?
Oh, absolutely. So through you, Mr. Chair, it is about public education, about responsible dog ownership, which includes leashing, licensing, and ensuring that you're picking up after your dog.
And then I have two final questions. With respect to enforcement, I think from the communities that I represent, and I know you will recognize this challenge, oftentimes residents have said that they don't see active enforcement or even a quick enough response from MLS. How can we ensure that you'll have enough staff to do the work necessary, given the fact that you're expanding this enforcement?
So through you, Mr. Chair, I think, Councillor Wong-Tam, the reality is we have over 1,500 parks, hundreds of schoolyards. We do not have hundreds of staff focused on this. That's why it's important for people to call us, that we have the complaints registered. We are trying to be more targeted and intelligence-led on where we're targeting our resources and deploy them as well as we can.
And then finally, what will success of this program look like for you and the department division?
So through you, Mr. Chair, I think success looks like children being able to play in a schoolyard and not worry about having to track into the school something that an adult did not pick up after. That's success. And making sure our streets are clean as well.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Any members of the committee? I just have a quick couple of questions. From a jurisdictional point of view, does the TDSB have any objections to the city enforcing various bylaws on their property?
So through you, Mr. Chair, that is one of the pieces of work we're going to clarify with them to ensure that we've got that partnership. My belief is we will not have an issue, but we want to make sure we've formalized that understanding.
And would we have any problem affixing signs to school board property with pictographs, encouraging people to be good citizens, and with maybe a reminder of what the fines are should they not?
So through you, Mr. Chair, that's certainly something we can discuss with our school board colleagues. I can't imagine that would be an issue, but we'll discuss that with them for sure. Reminders are very helpful.
Yes. Okay, thank you very much. So we would move receipt of your letter?
Yes, can I just speak for 1 second?
Yes, sure. We can go to
And
speakers
just to
list.
thank the committee for hearing this morning. Again, the students won't be in school and can't come here in July, so this is their opportunity to make themselves available and bear witness to this conversation. And thank 301 and Mr. Robertson and our trustee for advocating on behalf of all kids and basically all kids in all schoolyards where this is a problem, and inspiring Ms. Cook for a public education campaign. I think I can say that that's the case and that happened, and that to also have a 311 ability to call from a school, which wasn't really clear before. So a school can call 311 and we will look at that enforcement issue, particularly hotspots. This issue was in front of licensing and standards twice. It was there last October. Councillor Davis brought it and could not get it on. The committee would not hear it. I brought it in March. The committee would not hear it. I want to thank this committee for allowing it to be at this CDR based on the fact, as you've heard, that children at many of our schools, in fact, probably 80% of the schools, are in childcare and in the school. So we do have jurisdiction over schoolyards. We must look after our young kids. We don't want kids playing soccer and ending up with dog poo on their hands or their clothes for the rest of the day. As our deputant said, they can't go home and change. Now they have that embarrassment for the whole day. So I know it might just, it's a really important issue to these students, and I want to thank them for their advocacy and their math skills and the way they've presented this issue to us today. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Fletcher. I think I need some gravel after this discussion. Does someone want to move? Councillor Fletcher, you're going to move receipt. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Okay, Councillor Mihevc, I understand on item number 1, you have your motion. Ready?
It's been slightly edited
Slightly, okay.
with the report. Oh, there it is on the final framework. That's it. And staff is good with that, and social planning council is good with that.
Okay, so that timeline is realistic. Fine, we'll take your word for it. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried.
Thank you kindly.
Item number 3, lunchroom programs in Toronto schools. Do we have any questions for staff?
I do have a question of staff, and I'm wondering if the Toronto District School Board is currently reviewing the issues around lunch programs, which show that sometimes there's upwards of 40 students in a room, or 100 students with 2 EAs or 2 adults supervising them. And this do we have anybody who can address what steps are being taken through Children's Services, through TDSB and the ministry to deal with this really crisis in lunch programs?
Through you, Mr. Chair, the TDSB did have a report that came forward to them in the fall that was a review of the before and after programs and the lunchtime supervision in full-day kindergarten. They're anticipating further reports in the first half of this year. I believe they've received 1 report already regarding extended day programs, but there has not been a further report back about lunchroom supervision.
There hasn't been one.
Not that we have seen on the agenda or received information.
And is this item has this item been to the City School Board's Advisory Committee?
Yes, we did do a presentation on that.
And so that's underway as far as a joint conversation, because the kids in childcare have a different lunch situation than the kids who aren't in childcare.
We didn't receive any direction from the City School Board Advisory Committee regarding ongoing discussion related to that and reporting back.
So the next conversation would be when there's a report from TDSB?
Yes, we have ongoing conversations on these issues locally, but in terms of a more formal discussion regarding their position, that's what we would be waiting for.
Do you have any idea when that might be?
I do not, Councillor, but I can find out for you.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Any other questions for staff? I just have one. My memory of this issue at the school board was it is a real collective bargaining flashpoint, and I'm wondering why we're embedding ourselves in this discussion. Or whether, you know what, I'll rephrase that. Do you think it's prudent to embed ourselves in this discussion?
I would say that the discussion is relevant to the service to the children in the childcares that are in the school, and that we are regularly having conversations with the TDSB as the extended day program and the full day programs for kindergarten evolve. I anticipate that we will continue to have discussions over the next couple of years regarding the lunch model.
And that would be for existing programs funded by the city? Is that related to our nutrition programs and the supervision of them? Or separate, on a separate time slot for the regular school lunch?
Mr. Chair, there are some grandfathered programs who continue to provide lunch programs to children. However, the position of the division has been that during the daytime hours, children who are attending full-day kindergarten and grade 1 to 6 are actually attending a school program, and the supervision of lunches for school students is the responsibility of the school boards.
Okay, any other questions for staff? No? Speakers? Councillor Fletcher.
I do think we care about what kids eat, because I think, Councillor Mihevik, you would know the amount of dollars that go from the city. I think it's $9 or $10 million currently that go for student nutrition. Sorry, 15?
Closer to 15.
$15 million from the city to the school boards in order to ensure that there's nutritious snacks and nutritious meals at schools. So we actually are very invested in a healthy food regime for kids at lunch. And one of the things with full-day learning in junior and senior kindergarten was that there's no requirement for lunch to be served. Yet those same age of kids, if they're in childcare, there's a requirement for lunch to be served. So there's a terrible, ridiculous dichotomy here. One section of the ministry says if you're in childcare, you have to eat well, and the other section of the Ministry of Education says you can just be in a room with 80 or 90 other kids at your lunch with little supervision, and that's okay. And the nutrition basket doesn't really come into play. So really and truly what would be very best, Councillor Mihevik, as we know, would be a lunch program, free lunch program throughout every school. So we know that every kid, every child that's at school is getting a nutritious lunch, because we truly care about good food, because that builds healthy brains, healthy minds, and healthy bodies. So I'm looking forward to when this comes back. I'm not sure that's coming anytime soon, but I think it should be our goal, in particular with the amount of money that we put into student nutrition for all the school boards. We should have a bigger view of how lunch programs can be improved, particularly for those little kids at JK and SK, which are in childcare, getting a good meal, not in childcare, in the lunch program, in a big lunchroom, and they're very young, and they have a long day. So I think that, I know our Deputy City Manager, that's something very close to her heart. I know she's working on that, but that is of great interest to myself and all of those who have supported student nutrition so strongly for so many years, Mr. Chair. With that, I'll move the report.
All right, we're moving receipt of the report. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Item number 4, review of service system in downtown West Toronto neighborhoods.
I don't have any questions. I can speak and move 2 motions.
Any other questions for staff by other members? No? You want to just go to speakers? Okay, Councillor Cressy.
So I can begin. I have 2 motions to move. The first is to request the GM of SSHA to explore funding options available to the city to support potential supportive housing opportunities as part of the review. And the second is for the general manager of TESS be requested to assess the need for a full-time staff person to support the Alexandra Park neighborhood. And it goes on. It's fitting, I think, and I'll say a few words here. I think it's very fitting that we have on the same agenda here the review of the service system in the downtown west and closing the service gap in the downtown east, because these are 2 downtown neighborhoods that have extreme wealth and extreme poverty and many challenges associated with homelessness, with substance abuse, and a shelter crisis that are interconnected. 2 years ago, we initiated this study, working in deep collaboration with the folks at SDFA, because downtown West is changing. There are changing needs. We see a movement of street-involved youth from Yonge Street to around Queen and Bathurst, and in turn, we see Yonge Street Mission now this summer, opening up their facility, moving from Yonge to Spadina. We see an increase in substance abuse. The area of Dundas and Denison, according to Toronto Public Health, is the third largest area for overdoses now in this city. And in turn, we've since opened an overdose prevention site on Augusta and a supervised injection site on Bathurst. We have the Alexandra Park revitalization halfway through its process and underway right now. We have the Scadencourt Community Centre in Sanderson Branch in the midst of a real estate-led redevelopment discussion. We have a 24-hour respite at St. Felix that is now open year-round. Formerly, it was 2 months. We've had 2 new shelters open in the area, Eva's Phoenix as well as through the YMCA. A lot is happening. And within that context and that changing dynamic, we have many existing city facilities, Harrison Baths, University Settlement, the Cecil Street Community Centre, the Scadencourt Community Centre. We also have partners, the Scott Mission, Eva's Initiative, St. Stephen's, Evangeline Hall, the list goes on and on. And so the intention of this process here, normally when you do a service review, it's to identify those so-called efficiencies. In this neighborhood, it is the opposite. It is to identify in a pressure-filled area where the gaps are in our service delivery. How do we identify and fill those gaps? And how do, in the process of doing that, how do we look at the Alexandra Park community revitalization as an opportunity to build complete communities and help to address some of the challenges? It's a small city in the downtown west, as the downtown east is a small city. If we are siloed, we are failing. And so it requires this comprehensive approach. And I, in closing, want to extend my deep thanks to Chris Brillinger, Costanza, and his team at Social Development and Finance Administration, because over 2 years, they've been convening roundtable conversations with all of our city and community partners, looking at where the gaps exist, looking at how we scale up our work as a city to build what should be a more vibrant, a safer neighborhood for all, and to ensure that we address some of the complex challenges associated with homelessness, housing, a lack of housing, and substance abuse. And with that, I'm happy to move those amendments and the recommendations in the report, and with my deep thanks to staff.
Right back to staff. Thank you, Councillor Cressy. Anyone else to speak? No? So we have the 2 motions. Has everyone taken a look at those? We'll put motion A on the screen. Take them in order. Oh, there we go. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Motion B. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. The item is amended. All those in favor? That is carried. So we're on item number 5. We have speakers. John D. Frusia. I do apologize if I pronounced that incorrectly. So this is closing the service gap in the downtown east revitalization area.
I just need a few seconds to connect my laptop. HDMI. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Please begin when you're ready.
Okay, so mic's on. Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you for your time. I'm just going to fly through this. So just some bit of background. I've been living in Cabbage for 8 years. 8 years prior to that in St. Lawrence Market area. I live on Seaton Street near Dundas in a large multiplex with 3 other families. My children go to the area neighborhood school. We use a lot of the facilities around the neighborhood, like CNH on Ontario Street, John Hines Community Center, Moss Park, and Moss Park Arena. This is where the site of the issues, and this is all the area that a lot of me and the neighbors, sorry, it's not coming up. So the square boxes indicate a lot of the areas where we walk on a daily basis. I commute to a lot of these areas on foot several times daily, and we intersect the corner of Sherbourne and Dundas as well as Moss Park. Okay. So during our walks, I just want to go through some of the observations we see, and this is on a daily basis. Prostitution in our laneways. So as soon as this picture is taken with my 2 kids behind me, exiting onto the laneway. This is, hourly we see sex workers on Windar Lane, Nighthawk Lane, too many lanes to mention. This is an example of drugs and prostitution happening at the same time, and trespassing. So this was taken from the front passenger of my vehicle on my way to school. This is an example of more drugs being purchased off an apartment building, which backs onto Windar Lane in back of All Saints Church. So just to give you an example of how this is done is, it's not a sophisticated method. Somebody stands at the bottom of the street or laneway and they yell and they yell and they yell and they yell by the drug dealers' names, and the drug dealers are thrown from the window. My children even know the names of the drug dealers because they're shouted very loud. This is an example of an assault that happened to me and my family while we were driving on the laneway on Easter weekend through no basically, it was an unprovoked assault. So I was driving on the laneway, and I guess somebody who was very high, or not high, was looking for a fix, overreacted and threw a stone in my vehicle thinking I was some strange, I don't know what they were thinking. So Division 51 reported this, and there's a police report that goes along with this. The following details are an assault by my neighbor that was done in the laneway. This woman who gardens the laneway was severely assaulted by somebody who was walking through the laneway. It was another example of an unprovoked assault. This is an example of drug consumption that I see at 2:30 in the afternoon. The woman on the left had a needle in her toe. She was injecting through her toes, and this is something that my children...
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Can I ask that we not share photos of people without their permission?
I can respect that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So what I'll do is I'll flip forward to the end of the presentation. And I apologize, I would have liked to have blurred out the faces, but I didn't have a chance to do that, so I do apologize if I've offended anybody. So this example here is a picture that's been blurred out. This is just I guess a deranged person who is causing harm to a planter box. There's nobody in sight. This was taken from my very old camera that's on my garage. So in this example here demonstrates the amount of crazy people that are wandering around laneways and causing harm to not only people, but objects. So on the topic of the needles, you've all seen needles. I won't get into all the details of it, but basically they're everywhere. They're in the laneways. I've been seeing not only needles, but a lot of biohazard boxes dropped off in our laneways. So this is proving more and more that the social services in the neighborhood cannot control the current methods that are in place. This is another example here. So this is off Windar Lane. Okay. Thank you for your patience. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much. Any questions for the deputants?
So I have 3 more slides. I'll just fast.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done. Okay.
The last picture is, so I've been focusing the area near All Saints Church, but my walks do include walks to the school in Moss Park, and we'll find a lot of needles in the school front area. So this is off of Pembroke Street.
Actually, you are approaching 6 minutes, so anything that you may have left out, you can incorporate in your answers to any of our members here. Councillor Mahavik.
Just open the door for you. Is there anything key from the rest of your presentation that you'd like to?
Yeah, so my recommendations are to...
Not really. Okay.
My recommendations are to not address, so in CD 29.5, the current impacts, the recommendations won't address the current impacts observed by nearby residents. I feel that the two material changes that have occurred recently in the past 18 months have contributed to massive amounts of violence. The first one is the zero harm injection site, and the second one is the operating hours at All Saints Church, operated by Margaret's. And the other one is balance. There needs to be more balance in the neighborhood and relocate these city services to other areas of the city.
Any other questions for the deputy? Great. Thank you very much for coming.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Brian DeMatos. Brian DeMatos. Sylvie Greenius. Thank you for coming. You have 5 minutes.
My name is Sylvie Gretis. I live at 197 Queen Street East, about 80 meters from the Moss Park injection site. Imagine the trailer. It's got two sets of stairs, one coming up and one coming down. Between these two sets of stairs, there's a blue tarp, and under this blue tarp, there's a card table. This card table always has people around it. Because there's a, when you installed this trailer, you installed an invisible fence as well. The police are not allowed in the park. They can't address anything that happens in this park. So you can imagine the clientele it attracts. So around this table, we have, I know they're not playing mahjong. If I go by and say, how are you guys doing? What are you guys doing here? The trailer isn't open. They routinely ask me what it is I want to buy. I have this confused look on my face because I have no idea what they're talking about. And somebody motions me aside. Michael shares his story and tells me how Michael can now quit his full-time job and sell drugs full-time now because it's perfectly allowed in the park. There are no cops here now. Another young man shares his story and tells me how he was clean for 5 years. It was the worst time of his life. He doesn't have to do that anymore. He can do drugs as much as he wants because the park allows it. There are no cops allowed here anymore. So in front of the park, if you had an aerial view of this trailer, you would see a huge patch of dead grass and a fan out of people. So close to the trailer, you have this core group that are working this stuff all the time. The trailer is open for 2 hours. They can do 4 people every 20 to 30 minutes. They inject. When it becomes apparent they're not going to die, they're escorted out into the grass. Now what happens? They carry on with their triad. Whatever it happens differently for everybody. But there's yelling, there's screaming, there's cursing, there's some sort of fit that's going to take place. And it's completely unsupervised. They are at their rights are not being supported, nor are ours. They're walking around, walking in front of cars. The entire neighborhood now has to deal with this. Where's the staff? The Fred Victor mission, we were told the trailer would move when the Fred Victor mission took them in, right? They offered to move it inside. They have heating, they have cooling, they have washrooms, they have everything to deal with this, supervised staff. They're only open for 2 hours a day. So the trailer stays open. Why is this? We were told the trailer would leave when they opened. Clearly, they only did it for the handout because they're not planning on treating anyone. Again, this park attracts all kinds of individuals, right? And they're not just drug users. They're all the ones who are attracted to a no police zone. My daughter is 14 years old. I walk her to school. I have to walk her to school through the park. And she won't go along because even though she's 14, she's fully developed, she gets sexually harassed routinely when she walks through this park. She won't go through this park alone. I can't call the cops. They're not allowed in the park. If I'm assaulted on the south side of Queen Street or anywhere around the park, the police can come. If I get assaulted in the park, too bad. If the ambulance are called, if there's an overdose in the park, they cannot assist. How is it that they can't do their job? We've hired these guys to do a job, yet you've given them this area they can't do the job in? I mean, how fair is this? I just don't understand how this is working. How is it that our rights are violated now so that I mean, I understand the path they've taken and how they've ended up there, but once they've ended up there, prevention and treatment don't apply anymore. All you can do is hope to harm reduce, which we're doing, but all you can do is manage the situation now. But it needs to be managed indoors, full-time. Yes, we need more park supervisors. Yes, we need more outreach workers. But the police have to be allowed to do the job. When I phone the city, phone Troy Ford, my park ambassador, and ask him to come and pick up the collection of furniture which has ended up in the park, because on Pembroke, the rooming houses throw out mattresses and couches and whatever. They end up in the park. Before the trailer, I could phone Troy, he would come down with a truck, but he had to have a police officer with him, ready, because of course it would lead to a confrontation. The police aren't allowed anymore, so the park ambassadors can't do their job either. In your recommendation, it says hire more park ambassadors. What's the point? They can't even do their job. They don't want to come. They'll be assaulted. You know, the park is now being owned by the faction that surround the trailer. We are not allowed in the park anymore. When I go by the trailer, they call me a stranger and they say I'm not allowed in the park. Do I not pay taxes? Why am I not allowed in the park? Because you consider me a privileged person and somehow I'm being punished? How's that fair? When you talk about the dog poop, if all I had to worry about was dog poop, I'd be really happy. I have to deal with human excrement, lots of it. Because when the workers arrive at this trailer, they bring food with them. Pizza, donuts, coffee, water. Well, what comes in must come out.
All right.
There's no washrooms here.
You're a little over 5 minutes.
Sorry.
I think, I understand. I think you've made your point, and anything that you might have left out can be incorporated into your answers from committee member questions. Any members of the committee have questions for the deputant? That's actually a good sign that you made.
No, I want them to ask questions. Please ask more. Covered it all?
Yeah, I
I
think
need the
it's,
trailer gone. I need the police back in the park. I need the Fred Victor mission. I need them to have the staff so they can cope with this 24/7. Right? They have the facilities. This park needs to go back to the recreational services. People need to play. They need to lay in the grass. They need to do the grass safely. We have needles everywhere. How can you possibly lay in the grass? You can't let your dog run around if there's going to be a needle in it. It's going to end up with a $500 vet bill. I have to go to my community garden. I have to walk through human excrement. I have to shovel it out of my doorway because there's so many more people. This catchment area of this trailer goes way beyond. We have this catchment area all over Ontario who come to these free police zones now, right?
Okay.
Where's the provincial
all right.
money?
We understand fully. I think it's a sad situation in which we have to walk 14-year-olds to their public school.
I walk home through the park in the afternoon because they're all asleep, so it's safe. But in the morning,
Okay.
I have to walk her.
All right, you're closing in on 7 minutes.
Yes, sorry.
So we've been most generous, but you've made your point,
Yes.
and we'll certainly take it under advisement. Thank you very
I
much
pass one of these around?
for coming.
I have more recommendations. You just have to call me. I have a lot more.
Carmine Ciso Milagilio.
Oh, he's not here. Can I speak? I'm actually part of his group. I'm Carol Mark.
Coach Emilio, sorry. Are you on the list?
No, but he's working with me. We're part of a neighborhood association, and I text. He's on his way. Oh, he's on his way, but he's not here, so I can speak.
Yeah, if you want to take his speaking slot, that's fine. If you could introduce
I
yourself.
believe Carmen said that he's going to speak at the end of the list, if that's possible, because he's running a little late. Thank you. Or,
I sent him new info. Is it possible that I could speak for a few minutes if he's not?
You can speak on his behalf if you like.
Could I sign in if he doesn't?
Yeah, you should sign. The clerk is standing right beside you. You should sign in.
I won't be long, I'm sorry. This was last minute. And one of the reasons that my name is Carol Mark. I live at 183 Queen Street East. And Joe Cressy, I would like you to pay attention because I have phoned you and I've left messages. And with
Okay.
So I just would not have people look at their phone. I want attention. I feel that I need to be heard today, and I will be short. Basically, I've owned that property for 15 years. I've had aid work. I've worked as a professional psych nurse for over 30 years. I've worked frontline. I've actually built the first hospice at Wounded Knee. I've actually worked in Afghanistan, so I know frontline, and I can understand the people across the street. They were forced. They had no other right other than to put that up. But unfortunately, it's in a neighborhood where there's people. And last month, coming home with the pizza after doing a day of charity at Georgetown Culinary where we had like an event, there was 6 black men in our back laneway. So I went to check because we have a homeless woman that was back there that I was checking to make sure she was not beaten up. I went back there just at the sun and said, hey, what are you guys doing? You need to leave, this is private property. They swarmed and came after me. And somebody passing by, oh yes, I know, stopped and basically helped me out. I called 911, I called the police because I was more concerned that somebody else would be out there and would be hurt. Did anybody call back? No. Did anybody respond? No. So my concern is that if we do something for people, let's do it right. Let's look at housing. Let's look at a drug program. I actually was a consultant for drug abuse as well, and you need money for that. You can't do something temporary and impose it on a neighborhood where people have not heard anything. We also look after the homeless. I know a lot of people out there with wheelchairs say to me that, hey, we can't go out there anymore because we're afraid to. So what happens is, I'm across the street. I called 911 last week because somebody was hallucinating. She asked me to go check and see is she in distress. I said, I'm across the street looking out. Unless I get closer, that's not my job. We need support in that neighborhood to help out. So basically, we need to look at what's going to work. And those temporary injection sites don't work. We need to have follow-up treatment. I don't know whether you guys are aware, but over the May 22nd weekend, there was a big article in the New York Times, and I'm sure you're aware of it, talking about the issues here. They're actually having a similar problem. I've actually called Ottawa, I've called in the States, I've called across Canada. So everyone is dealing with it. Why can't we have a national policy? And also, they have done stats to realize that this type of service doesn't work. The injection site in Vancouver doesn't work because basically it worked after they got the police involved, but they had to increase their policing in that area. We have lost 2 police in our area. So if we actually have something set up, we need to look at the proper resources and policing, because I don't want to be out there and finding out that I'm being threatened. I work frontline all my life, and I'm used to it. But think about somebody older that's a woman, an elderly man, somebody that's in a wheelchair. It's totally unsafe. My husband says, hey, look it, next time there's something going on the laneway, you have to promise me you can't check. I can't make that promise because I'm a responsible citizen. I grew up in Toronto. I feel that I have to look out for my neighbors and even people that are on the street. So that's why I went up. I just got to read one more thing about this. Can I submit something afterwards?
Yes, if you have something to hand out, provide it to the clerk and she will distribute it to committee members.
Can I do it via email for Councillor Tosi?
Yes, it can go to the clerk's cdrc@toronto.ca.
Okay.
And they would be happy to print it off and distribute it to committee members.
Thank you, because I did submit something, and I've got some more statistics from the Vancouver site that I would like to have, that if we do have something that is indoors, we need to support it. I also want to tell you that there's been an increase of drug dealing in the neighborhood, and I don't feel like I have to walk through a barrage of people to get to my front door. I mean, I've gone to third world countries, I've worked frontline. I really feel bad for some of the people that are being victimized, but you're making it open season out there. And you know what? It's a hoopla. I've tried to work with 51 Division. I've written to Chief Saunders, but there's something dirty going on that we're, as citizens, are not being communicated. If we don't do anything, we've already taken footage. I will post it, and then maybe the world can make more comment. I have been speaking to the New York newspapers. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Just a reminder to the audience, there's no applause allowed in committee. Any questions for the deputant?
Oh, sorry.
No? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Karen Marin, Cabbage Den South Residents Association. Thank you very much for coming. You have 5 minutes.
Good morning. My name is Karen Marin, and I'm from the Cabbage Town South Residents Association. I've been a resident of Ontario Street for 20 years. The Cabbage Town South neighborhood is overwhelmed with emergency shelters, drop-in, and social services. In 2017, approximately 19,000 individuals relied on the shelter system, and 8,450 individuals relied on 18 shelters in wards 27 and 28, representing 45% of all shelter users in the city. The corner of Sherbourne and Dundas is totally out of control. Personal safety is the issue of all residents. It's just a matter of time before something really bad happens, a death, another assault with a weapon, an overdose, a homeless person just getting hit by a car or a bus at that busy intersection. People are afraid to walk there, myself included. We need your help. The escalating violence and assault are a regular event. Crime is spilling into the surrounding neighborhoods from break-and-enters, car vandalisms, assaults. Drug dealing and using is everywhere. Needles are everywhere, in the alleys, in the schoolyards, randomly thrown in people's yards, front and back. The residents that live at the corner of Dundas and Sherbourne at the TCH building, the seniors' residence, are afraid. People won't come visit them anymore because what's going on outside their building. Garbage. Garbage is everywhere, just tossed on the ground. Outside social services come to these shelters to drop off food. All the packaging is just tossed to the ground, and it's left for us to pick it up. Especially bad is the shelter at Sherbourne and Queen. I think it's Maxwell Meehan. Constantly garbage everywhere. The alleys and parks are being used as toilets, as you've heard several times already. The high concentration of shelters in this area is bringing the problems right to our front doors and backyards. The residents have hit their limit. We need your help. We're not saying not in our backyard, but Margaret's emergency shelter was only to be temporary for the winter months, closed in April, but now it's open 24/7, 365 days a year. Margaret's drop-in was only open during the week, giving residents a break from the negative fallout during the weekend. Now it's open 7 days a week. This was all done without any neighborhood consultation. There has been no attempt to integrate it into the neighborhood. It's just a free-for-all. All the clients from the shelters are just so angry, and the anger is being taken out on us, the residents who live here. I have been in contact with Greg Rogers from Margaret's to help find solutions. Councillor Trotsky's office connected us on Monday. We are planning to get together. The concentration of hostel beds in the downtown east neighborhood are too high, and it's placing a high amount of strain on Cabbage Town South. We are asking for smaller shelters and drop-ins throughout the city to be open. Look to integrate people into the city, not isolating them in whole neighborhoods. Find permanent places for people to live. I realize this is not part of your committee, but we're asking for more community officers back. We need the police's help too. Supervised injection sites. We're not against them. We realize we have a big problem with the opioid addiction, and it's not going away anytime soon. But we feel they do not belong in parks. These sites need to be away from residential neighborhoods. They need to be tied into rehab, supported, transitional housing. I've heard a rumor that you're planning on opening one up at Street Health on Dundas, at this particular corner that has huge amounts of problems right now. Is this true? We will never support this in any way. Parks. Parks ambassadors, this is a good thing. Can the schedules include evenings and night shifts? Public bathrooms, can some more be opened? Even porta potties would help. Moss Park needle pickup. Several of my neighbors have said they will not use the park because of this, and open intravenous drug use being done 24/7 in the park. Why do we have parks if people can't use them?
If you're just coming up to
One more
5 minutes,
line.
if you could wrap up.
One more line. We would greatly appreciate any help now in making Cabbage Town a safe place for all to live and enjoy.
Great, thank you. Thank you very much. Are there any questions for the deputants? Councillor Wong-Tam?
Yes, thank you very much. Given the volume of activity that you're seeing with respect to garbage and perhaps needles and some of the social disorder, I will call it, and the report that's before us, which is a 27-point action plan report to try to address some of the challenges that the community has identified, do you feel that the report goes far enough?
I have not totally read that report, but I know we need more outreach on the streets, in the alleys. When I was talking to Greg from Margaret's, there was something he called a walkabout that was instituted in one of his previous places, and checking in with people, connecting people, not just within the facilities, because that's their responsibility right there, but the people venture out and nobody's going to the alleys, going to the parks.
Just to follow up, in the report, and I appreciate you haven't read it, so I'm just going to highlight one piece, which speaks directly to the outreach workers that you're talking about. There's a recommendation that we hire at least 2 temporary positions of outreach workers. Those outreach workers will cost approximately $191,000, but the funding has been requested of the Toronto Central LHIN for those 2 temporary positions. If the funding does not come through from the Toronto Central LHIN, which is the provincial body of funders, what should we do? Because that means that we will have nothing here with respect to outreach workers.
Well, if you don't have the outreach workers, you've got the shelters and you've got the drop-ins, but there's not a connection to move them into permanent housing or get them drug rehab or help the people with mental illness. Something really bad is going to happen in that corner.
So if we don't get the 2, or if we do get the 2, I should say, let's say hypothetically, we're optimistic, we want to make sure we get those 2. Is 2 enough to cover this entire neighborhood? Okay.
No, 2 enough is for that corner. 1 to work days, 1 to work nights. Then Moss Park's another thing. Then the Garden District up in Pembroke is another thing. It's just, I see a powder keg and it's going to explode and something bad's going to happen.
And so my final question is with respect to the hours of service. So clearly we need to have, number one, an escalated number of services to wrap around some supports for the community of obviously the users to keep them safe and healthy, but also for the community, and the environment must be safe and healthy because we all live and work and play there. With respect to the operations of hours, even if we were able to escalate some of those services, let's say we bring in some enhanced service provision, outreach workers, more park cleanup, more needle pickup, is it enough working Monday to Friday, the normal business hours, 9 to 5?
I don't think so. I think there should be the shoulder shifts. Wouldn't want anybody out there at 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't think it would be safe. But what's happening is people are ending up in the shelters, which is a temporary thing, and they're never getting out. Okay. It's become their home. And there has to be things to connect them to. I think the reason why everybody's so angry is because they don't have a home. I couldn't imagine 18 months living in a shelter. Okay. I would be angry too. So to connect the dots from the shelters to finding people permanent housing is the solution. And work with us as neighbors, because you heard people earlier, people are just like,
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Councillor Wong-Tam. Councillor Troisi.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Karen, for coming to Depute, as many of you will today. I have read everyone's letters over the weeks, and I hear the anxiety and the frustration and the patience that you've had over many years. What struck me most about your letter was your notion that we should be developing a good neighbor policy.
Yes.
Can you explain what you might?
Well, a good neighbor policy is that with Margaret's, when they were opening up the drop-in, why didn't they come to the community association? Why didn't they drop a note by the neighbors, like Central Neighborhood does, is we're having an event, come, just to let you know. And these services have been imposed on us, and we've not had any consultation. And we're accountable to behaving properly and lawfully, and so are the shelters, and so are their clients. And when I was talking to Greg at Margaret's, they had adopted a no violence policy in March, because he said his staff were not going to stay if the violence continued. But because we don't have those outside social workers, the violence has come to us because they're not allowed there anymore because they have a no violence policy. The people are still in the neighborhood, but now it's spilled out to us to deal with. And we've lost our community officers. We're down, I think, 4 from 2016. We'd love them back. I know it's not your budget, but please help. But I think talking to each other and finding solutions, and Greg from Margaret's built a fence out of his own pocket. All Saints would not secure their property at the back. We've been after them for years with a lot of those pictures that you were seeing where all the activity. Greg from Margaret's took it out of his budget, built that fence, secured his property. When he heard from us through Councillor Trotsky, now I have Greg's contact, and I'm going to try to find more solutions, but there's no connection to the finding people a house. That emergency shelter, those people are going to be there for the next 10 years.
Great. Thanks, Karen.
Thank you, Councillor Troisi. I doubt it's Councillor Trotsky. Troisi. Yes, no, we are familiar with the yeah, it wouldn't be Trotsky, no. No, it would not be.
I'm a picture person, I'm not a words person.
That's okay. Any other questions for the deputant? No? Well, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Looking for Jennifer Cole, the Moss Park Overdose Prevention Site. Ms. Cole, thank you for coming. You have 5 minutes.
Thank you for this chance to speak. My name is Jen Coe, and I'm one of the coordinators of the Moss Park Overdose Prevention Site, and I'm a registered nurse at the South Riverdale Community Health Center. I have been volunteering in Moss Park since the tents went up in August of last year, and have been a frequent visitor to the downtown east my whole life. Unfortunately, in reviewing the proposed plan, I feel that it does not really address the existing service gaps, nor the root causes of what are seen as problems in the downtown east. Things like poverty and homelessness, the social determinants of health. Working with people from the Moss Park area at the OPS, I've found that for most folks, housing is a priority. Housing provides people with a private and safe place to be and is an essential element to an effective harm reduction plan. 24-hour drop-ins and respites have been over capacity consistently and inadequately supported. In this proposed plan, there's no housing plan and no plan to protect low-income housing, such as rooming houses and single-occupancy hotels, or better support the work of drop-ins and respite centers. Leaving such a gap will only exacerbate and escalate the current issues in parks and all over the downtown east, and will only increase demands for other already overburdened services. It is so important. We desperately need low-income or low-cost housing. In regards to the items in the plan, item number 2 assumes that community service providers do not provide mental health promotion and training. Many community service providers have received significant training and are well aware of these ideas and available supports. Organizations like CMHA, the Canadian Mental Health Association, do this work already. Moreover, mental health promotion does not address service gaps. What is lacking is access to mental health supports. Services such as counseling and trauma groups have overwhelmingly long wait times, and people accessing crisis mental health services are either turned away or left in emerge beds for days upon days. In regards to item number 3, I'd recommend that harm reduction be included in the proposed programming for youth. Young people are using drugs and overdosing, and we need to provide them with good harm reduction education. In regards to later items 7, 8, 24, and 25, harm reduction services exist throughout the city, but could benefit from more support for existing services and to expand and provide outreach and other services. Neither park staff nor local businesses can compensate for a lack of funding for outreach. Our site will soon be moving into a funded model, which I'm sure some folks will be glad to hear, indoors, but maybe also we could chat about that more. But we don't have funding for outreach, despite the very evident need for outreach workers in Moss Park. We have been responding to overdoses in the park every day since the weather has been better. As soon as I arrived on Saturday, there were 2 overdoses already occurring in the park, and because of the way in which folks who use drugs are criminalized, folks are very reluctant to call paramedics. Paramedics are indeed allowed in the park, but folks like to look for us. Organizations outside of Toronto Public Health also could very much benefit from funding for outreach. These organizations, like South Riverdale Community Health Centre, have strong connections to community and are an economical option for outreach services. Good outreach builds on relationships, and workers from local services have proven highly effective at connecting people to services. Item number 10 encourages the scaling up of harm reduction services. I agree with this 100%. Recently released statistics show a 45% increase in overdose deaths from 2016 to 2017. We need your help to protect and expand harm reduction in the city. In addition, there is dire need for effective coordination and timely information sharing in the midst of this overdose crisis. Lastly, in regards to item 27, park ambassadors do not help alleviate service gaps. Such a measure will only further target people who are already struggling. Outreach workers would be better suited to addressing the needs of folks in parks. There are significant complex needs in the downtown east, and I really appreciate the efforts to address these needs, but hope that improvements can be made to this proposed plan to increase its ability to effectively help everyone. Thank you for your time.
Great, thank you very much. Councillor Wong-Tam and then Councillor Mahevik.
Thank you, and thank you for your deputation. Just for clarity, can you provide us the date that you'll be transitioning into your new facility?
That is a little bit tough, as we are just sort of waiting on hiring stuff. We're still operating as a fully volunteer service. We are in the midst of hiring all of our staff, so we don't have any hired people. And I'm doing hiring through my workplace. I'm being seconded at the moment, but we're hoping to move by the end of June.
Okay, thank you for that. And it's good to know, I think only because I've been hearing there's a moving target. Just coming back to the report, with respect to a number of the action items in this report, much of it is speaking to the items of elevated service, needing to sort of scale up everything, scale up. But interestingly enough, on the column where it says resources required, which is where are we going to get the funding to make it happen, much of those items are speaking about we don't need existing funding and that existing resources can handle it. So therefore, getting everyone who is already doing what they're doing to do a lot more. Based on your observations, because you're someone who's actually worked in the downtown east, you worked with a vulnerable population, do you think that the City of Toronto has enough staff, have enough resources on the ground? Do the agencies that the city purchases services from, are they able to do more with the existing resources that they have?
I feel that there's not really enough resources, to be honest, either in terms of material resources, like things like shelters and staffing. We benefit from the Streets to Homes program, for instance, at the Moss Park Overdose Prevention Site. 2 workers come by daily to help transport people to shelters. Unfortunately, half the time when they come by, the shelters are already full, so it's lovely to see them, and it's nice that service exists, but it isn't really very effective. So there's sort of those folks exist and they are able to come most of the time, but it's a 2-pronged problem.
And would you say that, I mean, much of your comments is also referencing the fact that this report may not get us to where we need to go because we're not tackling the root causes of what's happening in the neighborhood, the poverty, the lack of affordable housing, the lack of mental health supports, counseling, addiction supports, harm reduction services, and so we're not getting to the social determinants of health and mental health. This action plan, would you agree, does not deal with those root causes?
I would say so, yes.
And would you agree that we would probably need to have a follow-up action plan that will probably not be created today, but rather giving us a longer-term pathway and a strategy to bring better resources and more sustainable resources to the community that is in obviously crisis?
Yes, I think I understand the limitations of, say, this council too. I think a really effective plan would be pretty comprehensive and collaborative between different areas of the city, but also with the province, and it would need to be a lot larger of a plan in order to really sort of mitigate the problems that are happening in anything other than sort of a crisis mode.
And because we do need intergovernmental, interagency coordination and better communication. How your observations on how are we doing at the city in working with the province to really tackle this particular issue, the opiate crisis, the housing crisis, the shelter crisis in our city, and if it's not up to the speed, you know, what else can we do? Simply because I know that the city has been trying to engage with the province, but many of these issues are provincially mandated, should be provincially funded services. Health, mental health, affordable housing, the city can't do it by itself.
Absolutely, and I mean, I think the city, members of City Council have been advocating, and that is what we all can do. But I think there could be room for us to work better together, more locally and provincially, for sure.
We have a new premier elect. We have a new government who's already made some statements that that things can probably be very quickly fixed by shutting down the SISs. No additional supports for the SIS. It strikes me as being too simplistic, recognizing that there's some really deep, complicated issues that cause the symptoms that we're all living with. What would your message be to us if we were to send a message to the Premier based on what he said so far? Premier-elect.
The services that exist, we've been fighting for a long time. And I think that folks who are embedded in these services understand that these problems are really complex and require a number of different approaches. Supervised consumption sites are one service that helps people in a lower barrier way connect to other services. So they're considered a health service that do not require abstinence and help reduce burden on other healthcare services. So folks who come to a supervised injection site can learn infection prevention and control so that they are not frequenting Emerge quite so much for things like injection-related abscesses. They can connect to housing workers, they can connect to social workers, counseling, all sorts of different kinds of services in a way that isn't quite as threatening as, say, an abstinence-based detox program. I will say that they are also less of a commitment for people. So detox programs are often residential when you can get into them. And that is a huge barrier for people. So I think that the supervised consumption sites play a significant role in connecting to people where they are at and connecting them on to other services. And I think...
All right, we're well over 6 minutes on the questioning. Councillor Mihevc.
Yes, thank you. I remember Moss Park, the reason why volunteers got together for Moss Park was because there was a very local and particular need. People were dying and you responded with great courage and sense of compassion. Do you think that you have become, call it a regional draw? In other words, people from, I don't know, other parts of the city coming downtown, which would then impact, and the reason why I'm asking this question is because we also have to think of a Toronto model for additional supervised consumption sites. And have we done too much of a centralization, which has meant you gotta almost come downtown if you're not sure of the drugs you're ingesting, and that we need to have, frankly, a more decentralized model of the service delivery?
I would disagree. I mean, I think that I'm at the park basically every day. The people that I see there are often, I'd say the majority of the people that I see there are Moss Park residents. Some of the people that are from farther away are from Regent Park. I think that what the trailer has done, what the tents in the trailer have done is draw people out from places where they were hiding, places, sort of more covert places in the neighborhood that were less visible.
So you would not support the thesis that it's a regional draw, that you're responding to a very immediate and at a neighborhood level to a neighborhood problem?
I mean, folks do come from other places, but that is not the majority of the folks that we see. And there is need for services in other places. I think Councillor Cressy spoke to the sort of the overdose mapping that's happened. And there are other overdose hotspots in the city and no doubt in the province. Hamilton has been inundated with overdoses, and so has sort of the Cambridge-Waterloo area. Those folks don't come to see us.
Right. So you know, there might be some points of disagreement with some of the folks that spoke
I
before you.
understand.
And that's fair enough, but I want to ask you to highlight the points of agreement. What I hear them saying and you saying is that it's not just about the site, it's also about the neighborhood, and what suite of services do we need to provide at the site and around the site to make sure that it's integrated in a good way into the community. So the service is appreciated, but that there's no needles found around the place, that people are directed to where they need to go, that there's support if people need, I don't know, mental health services or housing supports, that's got to be part of the mix.
I was actually really, I know that folks' feelings are high, but I was really pleased to hear how much we do agree about some of the services that are required. We are, as a volunteer service, we are only open 2 hours a day, and like Fred Victor is slated to be a 24-hour service. They're currently a 6-hour service, 7 days a week, but it would be great to see that scale up. I think we're in agreement about having indoor spaces for people, and washroom facilities would be really great. I think there was a lot of common ground about outreach services and the need for extensive outreach. I really would support advocacy for outreach at all kinds of different community organizations that's harm reduction based, that can connect to people. I had a few other thoughts and they sort of escaped me there, but.
Yeah, that's very helpful. Thank you very much.
Any other questions? Any other members? Any other members present? I would ask all members of the Community Development and Recreation Committee to return to the committee room for quorum.
Sorry, Mr. Chair, there's still one other deputant.
Yeah, we just have to pause the meeting for a couple of minutes to have members come back.
Attention, please. Would members of the Community Development and Recreation Committee please come to Committee Room 1 for quorum? Thank you.
Yeah, so technically speaking, we've finished the speakers list, but I understand there were late arrivals who have put their names on the list. Yeah, Nelson Betancourt? Yeah. Welcome to City Hall. You have 5 minutes. Now, right now. I'm sure you'll be fine.
I'm Nelson Betancourt. I'm with the Garden District Residents Association. I can speak to how the situation was before the injection sites opened and after. We had syringes all over in children's playgrounds, in parks, on private properties and stairwells. Since the injection sites have closed in the area, that volume of injections has reduced. It's been concentrated into centralized areas. One of the problems is that the injection sites were not 24 hours, so as soon as they were closed, that problem reappeared. So the access to the injection sites, I think, has been a really positive aspect. The issues in the neighborhood are complex. No one level of government is going to solve this issue. We've gone through the provincial election. A lot of this stems from having a high concentration of shelter beds in one area. Around Moss Park, there are over 2,000 shelter beds within close proximity of the park. The drug policy, federal drug policy, is a problem. Addiction is an issue. We have what's called the Breakfast Club People line up in the morning for their methadone injections. We have a high concentration of methadone clinics in the area. We have the Breakfast Club at the beer distribution centers, which includes the Metro on Gould Street. Addiction is an issue. These are issues that go beyond just municipal government. Like I said, they're complex issues. No one level of government is going to solve this issue. There's money in the system. A lot of it goes down to the municipal level of government now in terms of housing for this area. Housing is a key issue. I was speaking to the director of Haven Toronto. He just came back from New Orleans. He says in New Orleans there are 62,000 homeless people. If you compare that to Toronto's housing and shelter system, where I believe it's 8,000, New Orleans has 62,000 homeless people. The magnitude of our problem maybe is not as bad as in southern states, but it's definitely concentrated in one area, particularly around Moss Park. The Garden District Residents Association, we have had to deal with the issues for decades. We've advocated for improvements to the shelter system. We've seen improvements with the drug injection sites. It's a very innovative area. We have incubators in our neighborhood. We have Ryerson University. We have the MLSE Launchpad. We have the Moss Park Community Justice Center consultations. The area is very innovative. It's collaborative. There's been a lot of cooperation through various agencies. We have St. Michael's Hospital. We have the Urban Center research on the area. It's time for new ideas. It's time to open up to creative solutions that involve all levels of government. No one level of municipal government is not going to do it on its own. We need to seek input from other agencies, but really the issue is the high concentration in one area of Moss Park. You know, shelter system should be smaller. I point to 40 Oak Street in Regent Park. I believe Regent Park has been a success. I've been canvassing for the last provincial election for an unsuccessful party, but I've been going around door to door in Regent Park. I find 40 Oak Street, the Christian Resource Center, is quite a good example that could be duplicated. I've spoken to the executive director at Haven Toronto. He agrees. We need models like this. You know, there's no silver bullet here. There's no one level of government that's going to solve all problems, but really it starts here with the municipal government. We have to deal with housing. We have to deal with the high concentration of services for a very vulnerable population around Moss Park. 2,000 shelter beds around this one area in the city. It's shameful, actually, that the rest of Toronto can't accept dealing with this, that the local area around Moss Park, we have to deal with this on a regular basis. And the solutions haven't been coming, you know, rather than partake in NIMBYism saying that we don't want it. We already have it. We already have the issues. We're looking for solutions, and that's why we're here, is looking for solutions. Closing down the safe injection sites, that's not a solution. It's a talking point. It gets people elected, but really the problem doesn't go away. That's it. That's all I have to say.
Thank you very much. We have a question from Councillor Wong Tam.
It's just a very short question, and only one. With respect to the 27-point action plan that you see before us, and I know you've had a chance to read it, are we doing enough? Does this action plan get to some of the issues that the community has raised, and the community meaning the widest range of people in our community? Does the action plan address the concerns of the local community?
I think housing is the main issue. Like it's, you can't really do anything without housing. You can't have solutions for addiction. You can't have anything without housing. I think that's primary. Whether we're warehousing people in tents or whatever, but without a place to... I remember a statistic from St. Michael's Hospital that something like 38% of all visits for mental health issues were from 39 people. Some of them were repeats, up to 150 visits. They were all discharged to the street, to shelters, to holding cells. You know, without that housing, then the ER is just going to be a resource to deal with these issues, and it's very expensive. We're looking at budget lines. Sure, hospital emergency is not a municipal government issue. It's not going to appear in our balance sheets. It's going to appear in somebody else's balance sheets. But the total cost to the system, you know, we're basically just playing a shell game around and moving it from one level of government, one agency to another. But the total cost of homelessness, the total cost of addiction, it's not borne by one agency, it's not borne by one level of government. And the collaboration is what's required.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Wong-Tam. Any other questions for the deputant? No? Thank you very much. Larry Hall? Thank you for coming. You have 5 minutes.
For some 30 years. It's on? Yeah, it's on. For some 30 years, and I'm ashamed to say that I'm a Toronto downtown resident when I sit at Dundas Square and watch tourists come in and go to the end of Dundas Square only to be hit by Victoria Methadone Clinic. Secondly, I live on Dalhousie Street, and my street is less than 3 car lengths wide. It's one of the narrowest streets going. We have a methadone clinic right outside our front door. So we have chaos morning, noon, and night, needles all over the area. We've had to hire security in our building. I found 5 people on a Saturday morning sleeping in our hallway. We've had fights from outside people in our hallways, so we hired security. We shouldn't have to be responsible for that. And that's basically my point for now.
Okay. Any questions for the deputant? No? Okay. Thank you very much for coming. Questions to staff? Councillor Wong-Tam and... Oh.
There's still more.
Still another deputant?
He was on the list, just arrived. Carmine.
Carmine? Oh, okay, great. Someone filled in for you, but if you'd like to speak.
Thank you.
You have 5 minutes.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chair, and fellow committee members. My name is Carmine Cochimilio. I live at 102 Seton Street. I've lived in the neighborhood for about 1.5 years. I'm a lawyer by background. I work downtown. I traverse Moss Park daily. I'm about a 6'1" build. I'd like to say that I'm in pretty good physical condition. But even I am concerned looking over my shoulder, walking in broad daylight as to just the deterioration in the neighborhood. So I'd just like to speak to a couple of themes. The biggest, one of the themes to start with is just, do the laws of our current land apply to everybody or just to particular people? The second is I just want to talk and speak to the injection site. And thirdly, just some suggestions. So the first is, what I find perplexing, to say the least, is that I'm witnessing crimes on a daily basis on a multitude of instances: drug consumption, violence, harassment. I've been personally harassed. I've had friends that have come to visit that have been harassed. My neighbor across the street, his parents have been harassed who've come and visit from the East Coast. There's jaywalking, there's littering. What I don't understand is if these laws apply to someone like myself and to my neighbors and to everybody around this committee table, why doesn't it apply to the people that are in that neighborhood using the park? I have the utmost compassion towards the downtrodden. I think we should offer a helping hand. However, it doesn't excuse those individuals from being subjected to the law like we are. So that is just one thing that I just want to leave all of you with. Secondly, the safe injection site. What I find absolutely perplexing is how, firstly, an illegal site, it's an illegal trailer to my understanding, has been placed. And respectfully, I'd have to say that all the committee members should to some extent be held accountable for that, because it's been put on a public park under each of your respective terms. It's an illegal site. It's been put in a park that, frankly, all of you know or should be aware of has been suffering from issues for many years, hence the installment of floodlights and other actions that have been taken to try and clean up the site. The other thing is, if you're going to drop a safe injection site in a public park that is intended for women, children, men, people of all ethnic classes to enjoy in a safe manner, why are there not supporting services? I respect my colleague previously who came to speak, who works at the trailer for 2 hours. I live in the neighborhood 24/7. And it is just mind-boggling that you would allow a site that serves as a concentration to Councillor, I'm going to butcher your last name, but Mahavik, sorry, to his point about whether or not it's centralization or decentralization. It should absolutely be about decentralization. Have we not learned of ghettoization in the past? We just have Regent Park to look at down the street. I'm amazed that, for one, it would be allowed, but for two, the associated services wouldn't be brought around the trailer if in fact it were to be approved as a legal site. For example, policing, the collection of litter. I know Councillor Trossi's advocated for park, pardon me? The park ambassadors. I mean, even counseling. Like, why is there we're just putting a trailer there and we expect that magically people are going to be saved and the problem's going to go away. In fact, it is served as, and I encourage all of you to go at all hours of the night, not just select hours, but actually sit there and observe. There are drug dealers, there are pimps, there's prostitutes. People are coming from all neighborhoods to Moss Park. It is rapidly declining without a doubt. And for us to sit here and assume or pretend that it's just, safe injection sites are okay and that, it's going to help the issue, it is making it worse. And heaven forbid if something happens like a serious thing happens where someone would be raped, killed, stabbed, and these things will eventually happen if it continues the way it has happened. And I can give you examples. So I went to the corner when I first moved in. Probably not a wise idea, but I was working late one evening. I worked downtown on Bay Street. I was wearing a navy blue suit. Not a good idea. At about 11:30, just to get a soda and get a refreshment. A guy pulled a knife on me. I mean, we've had numerous instances of bricks being thrown through windows.
You're closing in on 5 minutes. If you could just wrap up.
I would like to know when the illegal trailer will be removed. I know it's a moving target. I'd like to know whether or not we can actually put in bylaws or that would actually ask the Salvation Army or food trucks that actually are in the neighborhood to clean up after themselves, to prevent jaywalking, etc. I just think that something needs to happen sooner than later because we have a rapidly deteriorating environment. Thank you.
I think there are some motions coming forward in a few minutes to address some of those issues, but are there any questions from councillors to the deputant? No? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Questions to staff? Councillor Wong-Tam, then Councillor Troisi.
Do you want me to go first? The
And
outside
then,
council?
if you want to flip a coin. I don't differentiate between committee members and visiting.
Okay.
Councillor Troisi, feel free to go first.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In terms of third-party organizations like Margaret's, can I get a sense of how we keep those third-party organizations accountable?
Through the chair, the city has relationships with third-party organizations such as Margaret's through different divisions. Each division would have its own contract, its own expectations of how those agencies provide the contracted services and how they deal with local communities. So where there are issues in terms of good neighbor activities, depending on the nature of the service, it might be colleagues in shelter support and housing who follow up, might be colleagues in public health or my staff who would follow up.
Okay. And I've discussed with several divisions on the issues at Sherbourne and Dundas, in particular this respite site. Has the community liaison officer been hired to deal with the outdoor issues in terms of the mental health and other assistance that folks need after they leave the respite site?
Through the
Has that been in
chair at
place?
that location, they have been hired.
Great. A question in terms of needles. How many needles are distributed?
Through Toronto Public Health, just over 2 million needles per year. That's at Toronto Public Health site through our mobile van and 47 community agencies.
And can you tell me how many are returned?
Overall, about 68%.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Tracy. Councillor Wong Tam.
Yes, thank you. And to staff, through you, Mr. Chair, with respect to the action plan that's before us, much of the funding source for the bulk of the recommendation says that you'll be able to do an expanded job, provide an expanded level of service within the existing resources that you have. Are you sure about that?
The issue of resources is critical, and I apologize if the report suggests we have all the resources we need to address the issues in the downtown east. Clearly, that's not the case. What the report specifically reflects is Council did increase new funding in 2018 in a number of service areas. So while it says within existing resources, in fact, some of those are new. And that might have confused. So we'll clarify where there are new resources already in the 2018 approved budget and where additional resources beyond the approved 2018 budget are required.
Okay, and thank you for that. That's very helpful. With respect to the recommendations here, many of them are actually work that we may be already doing, such as providing some basic mental health supports, doing some outreach. Have you asked for the right service adjustments in this action plan? And I'll just give you an example. So the highlighted 2 positions of an outreach worker, mobile, is contingent on funding from the TC LINs. And is it only 2 outreach workers that we need for this sizable geographical area?
We will clarify in a report back to Council, which I believe is going to be one of the directions coming from committee. There have been, it's a shifting landscape in terms of the funding. The Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care has provided additional funding through the Board of Public Health, so that will be at the board meeting on Monday. We will adjust all of the numbers. There is a challenge in terms of resources from the local health integration network related to waiting for new government direction. So we may not be able to confirm some of those numbers.
Given the indication from our Premier-elect, Premier-designate, that they may not be supportive of the services, they may not even be supportive of the direction of where we're heading with this report, what do we do if we don't get provincial supports, either in the form of TC LINs funding for the outreach workers or any other additional supports that we'll be looking for the province? Because most of this is actually provincial jurisdiction. What do we do then? Should the city then backstop that?
Through the chair, we will articulate for Council potential risks in that respect and seek council direction. I would suggest that the situation is compelling, as committee has heard this morning, and I would hope would be compelling with all government representatives, regardless of level.
And finally, the report deals with some quick fix, I guess some quick responses, but we know that it probably does not get to the root causes of what we are living with in the downtown east and even the downtown west, namely poverty, housing, the lack of fully understanding and actualizing the social determinants of health. Like how do we just make people healthy and give them the safe environment where they can thrive. This report does not deal with that. What is the follow-up action so we can get to the longer-term solutions?
Through the chair, deliberately this report did not deal with that because that's actually the focus of the poverty reduction strategy, which is a clear set of council direction and priorities with respect to addressing poverty. In terms of the housing issue, I believe there will be a report coming forward on directions for the upcoming 10-year housing plan. From a staff perspective, all of the comments by deputants with respect to the need for housing, the need for appropriate housing for the populations that we're talking about is absolutely critical. Staff could not agree more.
Okay, thank you.
Councillor Cressy.
Thank you. And I'm going to direct my questions to Toronto Public Health specifically. How many overdose deaths were there in the City of Toronto in 2017?
There were 303 overdose deaths.
Can you bring your mic closer? Sorry.
303?
There were 303 deaths in the city last year due to overdose. How many deaths were there in the years previous?
I've got the 2015 numbers. There were 258 deaths that year.
258 deaths in 2015, 303 in 2017. Has it been going up consistently for the last 15 years?
It's been going up substantially in the last few years. We're seeing a substantial increase in overdose deaths in Toronto.
The city's response through Toronto Public Health, there's been some discussion of harm reduction. I'll come back to that, but it includes treatment, prevention, and harm reduction. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's our approach.
So what kind of prevention measures are underway, whether it's naloxone distribution or staff training or others?
So through the works at Toronto Public Health, we have been doing overdose training in the last year of city staff and community staff. So we've trained about 2,000 people in overdose recognition and response. We also distribute naloxone through the works to our clients and to about 38 community agencies right now. And we've been distributing naloxone since 2011.
Okay. And on the treatment side, is there a commitment to treatment and the offer of treatment within the City of Toronto as part of our drug strategy?
There is. There's a commitment. It's part of the 4-pillar approach. And certainly at harm reduction programs, if someone wants to go to treatment, we do make every effort to refer them.
On harm reduction, how many supervised injection sites are currently open in the City of Toronto?
There's currently 4.
And how many overdose prevention sites are currently open in the city?
There are 3.
There are 3. The Works, which is a city-owned and run site, how many visits have we had in the first year of operation to our supervised injection site?
Since August 21st of last year, we've had over 12,000 visits to our SIS.
And how many fatalities?
None.
None. So 12,000 visits and 0 deaths. How many fatalities have taken place in the 4 SISs that exist and the 3 OPSs that exist in the city?
None.
How's the supervised injection and overdose prevention?
None.
None. So last year we had 303 people die of overdoses, but in the 7 sites we have to provide harm reduction, not a single person has died.
That's correct.
Okay. Those are all my questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Cressy. Any other questions for staff? Councillor Mihevc, and then, no, you're done already. Okay, Councillor Mihevc?
Yes, I'm looking at the page 2 of the report on the financial implications. I'm just wondering where things are at. So Action 24, SDFA will require funding of 2 new temporary positions. Why are they temporary? I guess this is to Chris.
Through the chair, we were looking to secure immediate temporary funding through the local health integration network. The reason they were originally proposed as temporary is because while we need additional resources, we also need to take a look at how we're utilizing existing resources. One of the comments I heard a number of deputants touch on is that we need our harm reduction outreach resources working in a more integrated way. So that's a piece of work that both the LHIN and the city have committed to undertaking, and we should have some results from that review in the next few months.
I see. So that temporary will become permanent in some kind of incarnation.
Pending the results of that review and creating the outreach strategy, in all likelihood, yes.
Okay, and would it be fair to say what we're building towards is, and if the work that has been done to date has really focused on establishing the 7 supervised consumption sites and injection sites, now we're trying to find a way to better integrate them into the community that surrounds them for all kinds of direct service and neighborhood security and betterment issues.
Through the chair, yes, and I think, again, a number of deputants commented on the complexity of the issues in the downtown east. There are many things at play. The opioid overdose crisis is one factor in the downtown east. It is by no means the only factor, so the strategy needs to understand the complexity of causes and be addressing all of it.
So in a few months, and I guess it'll be reported to the new term of council, what we'll have is really, call it a LHINs-supported, multi-departmental supported, public health supported strategy with the safe injection sites, supervised consumption sites, that integrates the inside work, the outside work, all of that, and the pieces that we are responsible for funding as a city, and the pieces that the province through the LHINs is responsible for funding.
Correct, and one of the opportunities is that we know through different city divisions, we have a lot of city staff touching, in this example, Moss Park. We don't necessarily always know what each other is doing or share intelligence from our interactions with residents. We need to get better at doing that. That will leverage impact.
Okay, then the next, still on finances, is the Board of Health report public yet? Yes. It is? Okay, when did it? Okay, so the numbers and people and all that, that's out there in the public realm. Okay, I'll look that up. And the last piece is PFR. We did through the budget process, do some enhancement of the budget for parks ambassadors. Is this in addition to that?
Through you, Mr. Chair, we did through last year's budget process add in 1 additional Parks Ambassador full-time and 3 seasonal staff as well.
And this is on top of that?
On top of the...
So the request on page 2 of 9, at the bottom of the financial impact.
One sec. Right, so just, this is referencing the addition last year was contributed through the Social Service Stabilization Reserve, so it's not part of our base budget. It would have to be put back in the budget in 2019 for the service level to be maintained at what it is right now.
Okay, sorry, I'm not understanding that because I thought, and I don't know who makes these decisions in the back, that it was in the budget. Therefore, my understanding was that it is now part of the base and doesn't have to be argued for every single, frankly, GD year.
It was not base funded in 2018, it's one-time funding. That's what this comment is in reference to. It's a 2019 base budget pressure.
I see. And that's, there is a reference in the budget document that says it is one-time funding.
Through the chair, absolutely, Councillor, that would be documented in the budget.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
All right. Thank you, Councillor Mahevik. Any other questions for staff? No? We can go to speakers. Councillor Wong-Tam, again. Councillor Troisi.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Well, you know, the issues have been the same for me. I've been a Parks and Rec manager for over 30 years, focusing in wards 27 and 28. And as a Parks and Recreation manager, I would like to have said that I was managing recreation programs and park programs, but for most of my career, I was trying to manage the issues of safety, community safety. I began writing the homeless policies that are in parks and recreation centers and the homeless strategies, the parks ambassadors, the citywide safety committees, the park flying squads, all sorts of initiatives back then to deal with the safety of our neighborhoods. Now, Moss Park and Allen Gardens are not in my ward, but the implications are in terms of what's going on. So things haven't really changed in the 30 years, other than the issue is getting a lot more difficult and more complex because there are many other issues, and of course we have more people living in Toronto. So I do want to say that Councillor Wong-Tam and I would like this to have been a 7-day action plan as opposed to a 12-day action plan, and we'll be putting up some motions that will deal with maybe some immediate responses. But the downtown is in a crisis, and I know we don't like to say the word crisis at City Hall, but it is. Parts of my ward, there is ongoing violence, assaults, illegal behavior, people defecating, and now gun violence, tons of gun violence in the last couple of weeks. Our laneways, parks, and people's property have been inundated with needles and used condoms. Over the past few weeks, I've been receiving many more emails and phone calls than I have since beginning of being a city councillor. And at every community meeting, whether it's at Regent Park, St. Jamestown, Cabbage Town, you know, safety and inappropriate behavior is a huge concern to our residents. And so we require some immediate emergency responses, and our residents are calling us for help. So thank you for everyone who spoke today. Last December, I joined Councillor Wong-Tam in supporting the motion to develop a coordinated city response to the crisis of overdose, violence, and critical incidents in the East Downtown. By the end of last year, a combination of the emergency crisis of opioid-related deaths, an overwhelmed shelter system, a new cycle of problematic use of parks, and ongoing structural poverty issues have generated a true threat to the safety of our communities, including residents, businesses, our homeless populations, and our most vulnerable people. The situation has become even more urgent since then. A new series of violent acts in the last few weeks has added even more uncertainty and fear in our ward. I've heard from many people in our east and downtown neighborhoods, Regent Park, St. Jamestown, Cabbage Town, and Cabbage Town South in particular, about how their experience of their community has been affected by these acts. The flare-up of violence, including gun violence in our area, has left people asking for questions and answers. There have been shots fired, shootings, and a lockdown at the school in the heart of Cabbage Town. The community has already been exhausted by the problems in our public spaces. People have seen their parks left in conditions that can't be enjoyed. Their laneways are to be avoided due to the activity that they see and the garbage left behind. I've heard people say, I give up, I'm frustrated, I'm tired of accepting a lack of response of what I consider a crisis. There are incredible amounts of syringes left around. Families have told me they won't take their children to their parks. Seniors are sometimes afraid to leave their homes. City staff have listened and responded in many ways, but we know they are falling behind and can only catch up based on the resources and structures that are in place now. The solution is not to beg and borrow from other divisions. We need more resources to deal with these overwhelming issues. Strengthening and expanding our harm reduction and mental health is important to deal with the difficult human conditions that our outreach workers and service providers experience. There are also simple but effective ideas that we will help people and give relief to our public space, like giving access to washrooms and showers in our community centers and parks. And I will be supporting the items that require new funding for additional positions in park maintenance, park ambassadors, outreach workers, and harm reduction workers. But there is still more that can be done immediately to take control of the problems that we are facing today. I've worked with staff, the Mayor's office, and Councillor Wong Tam on a motion for additional actions that support our communities in this critical summer period. Enhancement of cleaning our parks, our laneways is needed to keep our park spaces safe and well used. Troubleshooting damaged street furniture keeps our sidewalks active. More programs and camps for youth and children will get those long-term goals of addressing root causes going right now. And ensuring that first responders and police are identifying and responding to our hotspots is something we should also support. So I'd like to thank the staff for bringing forward this plan, and I urge members of the committee to support the additional motions being brought forward through Councillor Wong Tam. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Troisi. Councillor Wong Tam.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, and if I can please ask the clerk to put the motions on the screen. They have been advance circulated, so I won't read them out loud, but we do need to show them and reveal them to the community that's here to see it as well. I want to thank staff largely for their work and also for coming to the table as willingly that they have. I recognize that this is a very difficult situation, and it's one that's caused the community, both the residents as well as the business operators, and those who are actually working in the front lines, a lot of additional stress and harm. One of the things that keeps me up at night, and I actually, I sleep very well because I work really hard, and when my head hits a pillow, I'm asleep. But the one thing that keeps me up at night, time and time again, is violence, and the violence that we are seeing in the communities. And it's also not even just the physical violence, the sexual assaults, but it's the violence that is happening to people individually and also to their mental health. And I've had the privilege and the honor of serving the community now for 8 years, and I have seen a dramatic increase of activity over the last 3 years. A lot of people talk about sort of the point where they start to count when the SIS service opened up in the park, but over 3 years I saw a dramatic decline, and of course now a lot more has accelerated. And I don't think that we at the City of Toronto has really gotten in front of it, and we can't lead from behind. We can only be able to deal with the crisis ahead of us if we're able to communicate with the different agencies and the different orders of government and get to the root causes. And those root causes is not being addressed in this immediate action plan. So we know we have more work to do, including a follow-up action plan that requires sustainable funding and determination to get to more additional of a broad range of affordable housing, as well as an elimination of poverty. And I think we need to be able to do it with an equity lens, so we know that those who are most vulnerable, those who are most at risk, are going to be served as quickly as possible. The divisions of 51 and 52 who actually take care of the downtown, these are police divisions, they've told us that they're overwhelmed. They're overwhelmed because many of the calls that they're being asked to attend to are medical calls. And yet they're being asked to go and deal with an environment that is very stressful, but they're not the ones that actually should be addressing those calls. What we should be doing is actually dealing with trying to provide an environment that's safe and welcoming for everyone. And when I say everyone, I mean everyone, from those who are actually the most vulnerable and living in the streets and are street involved, who are consumers of drug, those who are actually working in sex work, those who are the children, the elderly, those who don't speak English, those who are newcomers, those who are living with trauma, those who are property owners, those who are tenants, and business owners. That means everyone needs to feel safe in the community. And what I think you have not heard today, because there's a group of people who just won't get out to City Hall to speak about their lived experience, is that they are feeling a sense of threat And that means even the people who are living on the streets have been talking about this escalated sense of violence that's all around them. So I think it's important for us not to look at the deputants who came forward today as simply NIMBYs, because I can tell you in my interactions with those who are living in the most vulnerable situations of life, they've told us and the people that are working with them directly is that they know that there's just more violence in the neighborhood, and a lot of that is accompanying with social disorder. So we cannot for 1 minute rest, and I think that the fact that I'm kept up at night is a good thing perhaps, because it means that I'm going to double and triple my resolve, and I know that Councillor Troisi has been feeling the same type of anxiety of trying to get in front of a very difficult situation. And I actually don't live directly in that community, so I can only imagine what the community that's actually walking those streets day in and day out are feeling, because it feels very much not like the community that you once lived in. And we've always had issues in the downtown east. It's always been this area that's, hey, we welcome everybody. It's always a little grittier, and we kind of like it eclectic. But the level of violence and the social disorder that has come into our neighborhoods is unacceptable. So we have to really do more. What I hope when we move forward to City Council is that we don't have to have a drawn-out debate on the fact that the downtown communities are asking for more service levels. We're asking for more service levels because we need those service levels, because we have the lion's share of social services in our communities, and we need a lion's share of resources and supports so we can actually make it a healthy place. Most of the comments have been centered around Moss Park, the downtown east, in the residential portions. I can tell you, if we walk a little bit further west into the Yonge and Dundas catchment area, we are seeing some very difficult situations for the business owners, as well as the students and the commuters and the visitors to our most popular tourist area in the city. And that's not the best face that we want to put forward for Toronto. So we need to be able to tackle these issues holistically. We have to ensure that we cannot make up excuses and say that it's the provincial government that's responsible or the federal government that's responsible. I'm saying, and my community is saying, we own it. You and I together, we own this. We are not going to pass the buck. And if the province doesn't step up, we're going to be on their doorstep, but we're not going to wait until they show up to the table, because the community needs support today. And if that means the city has to pony up the dollars today, and not 2019 budget process, but today, to get these resources on the ground to help our community that's in need and in crisis, then that's what it's going to take. And I'm very happy to also say that we've had good conversation with the mayor's office. He has seen all these motions that are before you, and I'm very pleased to say that the mayor is also in support of the direction that we're going in. So I want to thank him for that, even though he's not in the room today. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Wong-Tam. Any questions for the mover? None. Councillor Cressy, thank you. You are next.
Well, thank you. I would just start by saying that on many levels, the City of Toronto is doing exceptionally well. I think, on many metrics, whether it's the livability as a whole of our city and how we're recognized by many as the most livable city, we're doing well. Whether it's the fact that the Amazons and the Googles of the world are looking to Toronto or coming to Toronto, it's a measure of our success. You just look up in the sky in downtown, and downtown Toronto represented by myself, Councillor Troisi, and Councillor Wong-Tam, and you see the towers, and you realize that we're doing well. But then I think that if you look at some other metrics, you realize the deep level to which this city is also struggling, deeply struggling. That 1 in 4 adults live in poverty in the City of Toronto today. In the 1970s, it was 1 in 10. That 29% of children live in poverty in this city. In the 1970s, it was 5%. And so for those of us who live downtown and have been here for years and say, what's going on? We just have to look at the escalating rates of poverty to understand what's happening. And when you take into account rising poverty, a housing crisis, a shelter crisis, and an opioid crisis, you create a real confluence that is deadly and challenging. And downtown east and downtown west are the epicenter of this level of inequality, compounded with an absence of housing, compounded with an opioid crisis that is deeply troubling. And so it is all interconnected. Housing, the overdose crisis, the absence of adequate frontline health supports or outreach supports, it's all interconnected. And so I take a step back to say, what are we as a city here to do? We are here as a city to care for the people who live here. And that means to ensure that the city is livable for those of us who are lucky enough to be doing well, that we have access to the social amenities and services and safety that we deserve, but also that we have a city that prevents the unnecessary loss of life when lives are being lost for no good reason whatsoever other than inaction. And it's complex. And I say that in terms of what we need to be doing as a city, is that when we root this as people, that this is about people, those who are doing well and those who are doing not well, that compassionate, overarching framework must guide our approach. That level of compassion as we think about these issues. That when you think about overdose in the city, that in the last 15 years, more than 3,000 Torontonians have died of overdose. 3,000 Torontonians have died from overdoses. That we had 303 people last year die of overdose, and that was a 46% increase over the previous year. And every single one of these overdose deaths are preventable. They are preventable. And so, does it require a comprehensive approach with treatment, prevention, and harm reduction? It does. But understanding harm reduction is the following: that you cannot provide treatment to somebody who is already dead. Harm reduction keeps you alive so that you can get treatment, and that's why they need to be interconnected. The Works has been open since August of last year, a supervised injection site in our city. It's had more than 12,000 visits, not a single fatality. We have 7 sites open in the city of supervised injection and overdose prevention sites, not a single fatality. Now, does harm reduction solve the problem? Of course not. It needs to be interconnected with treatment and prevention. But you also need access to the shelter and the housing and the wraparound services and the employment services. And all levels of government need to be at the table to do this. But if we are going to collectively tackle the challenges in the downtown east and the downtown west, we have to do this from the overarching perspective that we are creating a caring and supportive system for those who are struggling, just as we're creating a more livable neighborhood for those who are doing well. If we talk about it in either or, we all fail. And with that, I want to commend Councillor Wong-Tam for years of work on this, and Councillor Troisi, because this is a comprehensive approach. It's what's needed, and it's compassionate. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Cressy. Councillor Fletcher.
I also want to thank the councillors for these motions and for thinking ahead, and simply to say that in the very east, across the river from Corktown on Queen East, there are a number of issues that are very much the same here, and were the subject of a meeting with the Business Improvement Association and local businesses, some of the neighbors, that really do deal with laneway, roadway cleaning, and a number of different strategies. And just recently, again, we'd had I will call it epidemic of needle casings in one of the lanes, and it was the same as 2 years ago. So many of the providers move out very quickly and get this under control right away, have a fantastic community that takes action. So Wood Green, South Riverdale Community Health Center, everybody moves into operational mode to get at these issues before they get too big and too much. But this is a bit of a grinding issue in this part of the city, so I will also be looking at making sure that the pieces that apply there are also applied there, that part of the East End from the bridge to the bridge in the Riverside BIA. And I won't move that here, but I'll let the executive director and the deputy city manager know that that will be part of the East Plan, I would like to have that considered as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Fletcher. Anyone else wanted to speak on this item? No? Okay, we can start voting on the motions. Recorded vote on, sorry? Oh, you want to do it as a package? How's that, is that fine? Okay, so a recorded vote on the three motions, and then the item is amended.
Recorded vote on the motions. All those in favor? Councillor Ford, Councillor Fletcher, Councillor Pasternak, Councillor Cressy, Councillor Wong-Tam, and Councillor Mihevc. The motions are carried.
Councillor Mihevc has asked that an item be added to the agenda. It's been circulated. That's regarding out of the coal program. All those in favor in adding this item to the agenda? That is carried.
Mr. Chair, I have to step out at noon for an interview, and then I'll be right back.
All righty. Would you like, there's an amendment that will be, can we deal with the item right now before Councillor Fletcher leaves?
Well, I think there's a deputant to the item that's actually listed in this.
It's a brand new item. How could there be
Sorry, one of the deputants for 29.8, Rafi Aaron, who's a spokesperson for the Interfaith Coalition to Fight Homelessness, is listed at 29.8. And so my guess is that you could take him off of that and add him to this new item.
All right, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, thank you.
So we're holding it down?
Yes.
Councillor Wong-Tam, you held item number 7, 2018 funding allocations for shelter
Yes, I did.
Shelter and related service.
I just have a couple of quick questions. I don't have a motion, but just a couple of quick questions.
Okay, questions for staff?
Thank you very much. With respect to the funding request that's on the table at this point in time, are you confident that we will be able to meet the needs of the upcoming winter demand for service? Like, do we have enough on the table? I'm trying to avoid what would be a very big discussion in December or January.
Through the chair, so I will say that we've added a very significant amount of money to the budget for the 2018 budget for this purpose. We will recall that 2017 we came to the committee with an ask for more than $6 million, and we thought at that time that that was a very significant ask in preparation for the winter, and it was not nearly enough. So the proposal is to ensure that we have a minimum of 600 spaces for the upcoming winter season. That is more than the peak number of people that was using the winter respite sites during the winter. And so that's how we have come forward with this particular piece. Is it possible that there could be more? Absolutely. We're not able to look forward into the future and assess that demand, but it is based on our experience and current demand.
Okay. Would you support perhaps overreaching, recognizing that the trends overall this year and the prior 2 years is that we've seen a dramatic jump, and I think that all account of seeing where people are coming in from perhaps out of the city, coming into Toronto, have we reached far enough is what I'm asking.
Through the chair, staff have made their best guess. That is in the combination with the additional shelter beds that are coming online in 2018 in combination with that minimum of 600 sites. We've also committed to assessing the need at the time as we did last season, and if there was a dramatic increase, we would be, we would manage that in real time.
Okay, I guess I've been hearing that some of the out-of-the-code service partners are contemplating not coming back as a service partner this winter. And it seems to be a growing number that they may be rolling into, perhaps, if they don't get the supports that they need, and just because the volume and the type of work has been so difficult. And so I've been hearing that perhaps maybe up to 600 beds will be lost through the out-of-the-code program. And have you, number one, heard of these things? And number two is, are you ready if such a situation does arise?
Through the chair, I have not heard that a number of the sites were considering not coming back. We do have a planning meeting in about a week and a half, end of the season planning meeting, to review what had gone on the previous meeting, how to make improvements, what had gone on in the previous season, how to make improvements for the upcoming season, and that sort of planning. So at that time, we would, if there was a dramatic loss, then we would consider that. This is a fabulous program that does provide, on average, 100 spaces a night for us, and we really value that. We have been, as city staff, we're really trying to work towards reducing our reliance on that program. I know that that has been a very significant criticism of the city, is to continue to rely on the volunteer programs. We recognize how excellent that program is, and we are working to improve service over time to reduce the reliance on the program.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Wong Tam. Any other questions for staff? On item 7? Speakers.
I'll just move to adopt the recommendations in the staff report.
Okay, a motion to adopt. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Item number 8, Shelter Infrastructure Plan and System Update Report. Questions for staff? Oh, sorry. Sorry, lots of depths. Kira Heineck, Toronto Alliance to End Homelessness. Thank you very much for coming. You have 5 minutes.
Okay. Am I on?
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for the opportunity again to speak today on behalf of the Alliance. We're here today to speak in general support of the report and recommendations for this item. It reflects what it proposes responds constructively to the recent and current state of homelessness in Toronto. That being said, the TAH remains frustrated and galvanized against the state of homelessness in Toronto that necessitates the measures outlined in this report. This includes having to add new shelter beds and new respite centres, of course, and we know that this committee, council overall, and others in the community remain so too. It's a shame that we still have to be having these discussions, as we all know. And so it's with the vision of finally ending this unacceptable situation that we focus on the following points before you today. Number 1, we must strengthen our focus on housing as the solution to homelessness, and we congratulate all of you again at this committee, across city staff, especially this division, of course, at SSHA, and full council for including housing in discussions and decisions over the last few months to a greater extent than we had seen before. We have to keep this going, though, and the increasing housing with support section of today's report is an essential part of our overall response to shelter capacity issues. The Provincial Homes for Good program, of course, has produced good results so far, but we know we cannot count on the program funding continuing past 2020. And so one of our recommendations today is to urge this committee and council to send a strong message to Ontario's new Premier and his government that it's exactly this type of investment in people and supports and their housing that reduces the experience of homelessness, but also the impact of other more expensive responses on taxpayer dollars. Number 2, we agree with the position in the report that more is needed beyond Homes for Good programming, and it makes great sense to explore the recent council motion that Toronto aimed to build 18,000 new supportive housing units over the next 2 years. Part of this will come, the next 10 years.
10 years, yeah. My gosh. Yes.
Sorry,
Give us
10
some
years.
time.
Part of this will come from renovations, new construction, and the encouraging increased collaboration with Toronto Community Housing to support successful tenancies for those experiencing homelessness. But it will also require significant new funding dedicated to housing. And we all know that on Monday this week, the federal government released Reaching Home, the new homeless partnering strategy. And it will bring double the amount of funding to Toronto as of 2019. And it does require all communities who receive this funding to reduce chronic homelessness by 50% in 2029. This is a strong lever for the city to pull, and even more so if it's linked to Toronto's portion of the National Housing Strategy dollars for renovation and construction of new housing. So a next step for City Council is to commit as soon as possible a certain percentage of the National Housing Strategy dollars to housing and supports for those currently experiencing or at risk of homelessness. And we ask this of all orders of government and have so before here as well. Number 3, we appreciate the city's efforts to develop innovative interim strategies for its 2018-2019 winter services plan. And as noted before, these strategies will serve more people better. But we must also keep our eye on permanent housing solutions to ending homelessness, even as we go forward into this winter. 4, we applaud the continued focus on improving data and reporting, and we're deeply encouraged to be part of SSHA's ongoing effort to develop Toronto's own by name list. This list is now a requirement of the new Reaching Home program, and SSHA's and city leadership on this sets Toronto up well for success in ending homelessness well before the federal target. Number 5, the increased interdivisional work laid out in this report, including co-locations and partnerships between many departments, is also very welcomed. And the possibility of a new standing committee on housing, which I understand is before executive committee next week, is an excellent, groundbreaking new step forward, and we'll be there to speak to that as well. And finally, number 6, an increased focus on developing and applying a gender lens when planning and operating drop-ins and respite centers is an excellent development. So in conclusion, we recognize the good and monumental work that has already been done and still lies ahead on the shelter infrastructure plan, even as we repeat the call to strengthen our focus on housing as the means to reach zero homelessness. And of course, we look forward to continuing to work with all parts of the city to get there together. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Questions for the deputant? No? Okay. Thank you very much. Mark Aston. Executive Director, no, sorry, Chief Executive Officer Fred Victor Center. Thank you very much. You have 5 minutes.
I'll be speaking to the shelter infrastructure plan. Given the current situation, 9,000 people homeless every night, inadequacy in terms of the capacity in the shelter system, and obviously the opening of respite centers that we're all aware of, I think that the plan put forward has good short-term and medium-term solutions. A couple of things I want to note particularly there. I think that some of the restructuring in SSHA has really put some traction against the objectives to bring new shelters online. I think that's kind of demonstrated in the appendix in the report, where we see that there's some very, very concrete goals in terms of new shelters coming online over the next couple of years. So I think that is positive. I also think that the consultation on the respite centers and the development of standards is going to be a very positive exercise in terms of helping people understand who's using these respite centers, why they're using them, and how we can best support people. So while implementing the plan is critical, I think it's also critical that we consider how we got here. And very briefly, I think one narrow answer is that there was no new shelter capacity built between 2007 and I think 2014-15. But I think more importantly, as many people have mentioned, we're not providing enough housing and supports for people experiencing homelessness. That is why we have this situation. And building more shelters will not change this. it could in fact create more chronic homelessness if we don't make more affordable and supportive housing options available to people. And if you just think about it, it stands to reason. If you add a shelter bed, you need to add 3 or 4 housing placement capacity opportunities each year, or what is going to happen? People are going to stay in that shelter bed. So I just think it's critical that Council continue to consider that. 3 quick points on how I think we can make some more housing and supports available. Firstly, I'm supportive of the Mayor's recommendation for a new standing committee on housing, and I would add supported by additional resources in the Affordable Housing Office. It's my opinion that the city lacks the institutional focus and dedicated resources to meet the type of housing goals that we have and need. I also think that the proposed integration of housing and shelter decision-making will be critical to addressing the issue of homelessness. Secondly, I think the renewal of the HPS strategy and the new resources that come with that are a very good opportunity. You know, both as sort of a reset and a focus on outcomes, particularly with regards to reducing chronic episodic homelessness and addressing the needs of people who are highly vulnerable or who have high acuity. I would also point out to the councillors, you may know this, but I think Toronto's homelessness numbers now stand at about 20% of the national homeless numbers. So I would be wanting to make the point that we need commensurate resources through the HPS. This is by far the highest numbers in the country. So I think that's critical to keep in mind. And finally, as my colleague mentioned, I think outreach to the new provincial government regarding the Home for Good program, it's a very strong program. It's aligned with our goals of ending chronic homelessness, and it needs to be extended and enhanced. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councillor Mihevc.
Actually, that's an amazing statistic. I just want to make sure I get it right. So you're saying in all of the country, Toronto, which is not even a 10th, maybe a 13th of the population of the country of Canada, excuse me, maybe even less, maybe a 15th of the population, has nevertheless 1 out of 5 homeless folks come to Toronto. That's not a GTA, it's Toronto, the city of Toronto.
Well, we're looking at numbers now that are between, I mean, they could be pushing 9,000. And when you look at, you know, the national census that was done by CAEH a couple of years ago, it was at 35,000. Even if you say, okay, maybe it's at 40,000 now. Again, I mean, in terms of absolute homelessness, people on the streets and shelters, in institutions with nowhere to go, I think we're pushing 20%. I think that.
Is that your number, your rough calculation, or
that's my number, but I think you'll find that's verifiable, and yeah.
Okay, thanks, Mark.
You're welcome. Thank you, Councillor Mihevc. Any other questions for the deputant? No. Okay. Thank you very much. Jean Stevenson, Executive Director of Madison Community Services. Thank you very much for coming. You have 5 minutes.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I am a member of the steering committee of the Toronto Alliance to End Homelessness. In addition to my role, I'm speaking on that basis, as well as from the basis of my role as Executive Director of Madison Community Services. Madison's a community-based mental health and addictions agency, which has been providing supportive housing since 1977. What I'd like to focus on and reinforce, and to a certain extent piggyback on some of the points that Mark just made, is that the point made in our TAEH deputation, a key point is the need to strengthen our focus on housing as the solution to homelessness. And I would add that to actually strengthen the focus, that this requires all players to get on board. And by all players, I mean all councillors, and all staff of all divisions and departments of the City of Toronto, working with community-based agencies who are working towards the same goal. My entire professional career has been tied to affordable housing. Started with nonprofit cooperative housing. It included municipal and private nonprofit housing, and now I'm involved in mental health and addiction supportive housing. And I have witnessed the heartbreaking lost ground that has taken place in this city since the late 70s and the 80s, and Councillor Cressy was referencing that in line with all of the interconnected issues at play here. So I woke up this morning and I just read in the paper today that the mayor announced at the Board of Trade meeting his goal to create 40,000 new construction affordable housing units over the next 12 years. So that is approximately 3,300 new units a year. Whether that includes the 18,000 over 10 years of supportive housing or not, I don't know, but that certainly is a laudable and a much needed goal. But in contrast, the article in the Globe today made the point that in at least maybe the last year, the city failed to meet the target of just achieving 1,000 new affordable housing units a year. So obviously, the mayor's goal is a critically important one, and it needs to be achieved. And so, as said, for that to happen, it's essential that all who are part of the City of Toronto jump on board. And I believe that the recommendation that there be an increased interdivisional work that was laid out in the SSHA report that includes partnerships between departments such as SSHA, the Affordable Housing Office, especially planning, real estate, long-term care and services. It's not just very welcomed, it's essential. It's absolutely essential. Those are my key points. Do I have another something, or am I finished? A minute and a half. I'd also, and in a way, it's a bit of a question to the councillors present here right now. I'm interested in use of Section 37 in line with this crisis. Because from my own research, such as it is that affordable housing in and of itself is a category that qualifies for Section 37. In and of itself is my understanding, not in addition providing community services and enhanced community services and space. But I'm experiencing not that definition or not that recognition. So I don't know, maybe my question can be answered when I'm finished, but what I do know is that city councillors are the key element in Section 37 being used for its purpose, that allows for there to be flexibility in by the planning department in density and number of units. And if we're going to solve this crisis, we need that flexibility.
All right, thank you very much. Questions for the deputy, Councillor Cressy?
I'll frame this as a question. Are you aware that affordable housing is considered a capital use that can be used for Section 37, and that at the discretion of local councillors working with local communities, it can be used, and that some councillors use it more than others, but it can be used? Are you aware of that?
Well,
I'm framing it as a question.
You're confirming what
you.
I was interpreting, but I've actually been sharing with you that I've been told that that's not the case. That the affordable housing has to be bringing, additional community services. Yes. So thank you. That means a lot to have that commonsensical and critical aspect of Section 37 clarified. And so, as I say, as you say, some councillors more so than others, but I would say that if those of you here on this committee and the mayor, I'm sure, will itself really, really encourage all councillors to work with the planning department in line with the goals that are inherent in Section 37.
All right. Any other questions for the deputant? No? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Rafi Aaron, Interfaith Coalition to Fight Homelessness. Oh, you've moved to item 10. Okay, fair enough. Taya Greenberg, Coordinator, Community Support and Housing, Sistering. Greg Cook, Sanctuary Ministries, Toronto. Questions for staff?
Mr. Chair, I'm just wondering, I'm sure that the deputant that's listed here would appreciate if we concluded everything by 12:30, but could we hear his deputation now with respect to number 10, and then he can make a choice whether he wants to stay in the afternoon, just in case we go to the afternoon.
All right, I know the push is on to finish by 12:30.
Yes, and I'm going to be part of that push.
I fully understand that. So you'd like to hear his deputation on item 10?
Yes.
Now?
Yes.
Okay, we'll hold number 8 down for a few minutes, and we'd be happy to hear Mr. Aaron.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Good morning. Thank you for adding my item to the agenda. The Out of the Cold shelters are currently into their 32nd year. In its 2017-2018 season, they provided approximately 35,000 dinners, 14,000 mats, 13,000 breakfasts, and 11,000 bagged lunches to its guests, as well as clothing, social activities, an array of services and programs that vary from site to site. One would think that the city would be appreciative of this compassionate, volunteer, faith-based activity. However, Shelter Support Housing Administration and Dixon Hall, who have the contract to help administer the sites, the Out of the Cold sites, have demonstrated time and again that they don't care about us. Both of them have, one, failed to protect the Out of the Cold shelter sites, its guests, and the public who use these buildings by providing us with the disease prevention guidelines. It is shameful and unconscionable that after repeatedly breaking their promises for these guidelines, the Out of the Colds were forced to contact Councillor Mihevik and Cressy, who sit on the Board of Health as well as CRDC, for contacts at Toronto Public Health to start this process ourselves. We are volunteers. Two, they failed to provide us with permanent, consistent cleaners. This is a health threat to our facilities. Those left to clean and disinfect the buildings often have to take shortcuts so that the site can open its administrative offices and programs on time, some of which are preschools and daycares. In the 2016-2017 season, Dixon Hall had contracted out its cleaners. It was a complete failure. Places like St. Bridget's, out of 22 weeks that they were open, 20 of them, they received no cleaners. We were told by Dixon Hall that they had a new program where they would actually be training cleaners, that there would be surplus cleaners. That didn't happen again this year. In some cases, the Out of the Cold shelters are paying for their own cleaners. Why? Three, they failed to prepare the Out of the Cold shelters for the opioid crisis, a near disaster in a playground with a child and a needle, and still the majority of the Out of the Colds don't have sharp needle containers. Custodians haven't been instructed on how to clean up needles, and there's been no instruction at all to any of us. We've had to learn on the job. Four, there's been a failure to provide the Out of the Cold shelters with effective and consistent nursing. The Out of the Colds offer an important opportunity for our guests to access health services. This can potentially prevent further health complications and reduce the need for emergency hospital visits. The Interfaith Coalition to Fight Homelessness has a new vision for the Out of the Colds. We want to help our guests do more than survive. We want them to thrive. The way to achieve this is to provide resources that will help them get off the streets. The Coalition embarked on a pilot project with the Toronto branch of the Canadian Mental Health Association that brought mental health supports to the Beth Shalom Beth Tzedek out of the cold. This marked the first time in the 32 years of the Out of the Colds that a project of this magnitude had been launched. We know that mental health and addiction are the #1 issue facing our guests, and by addressing this problem, we can help them. We want to thank Steve Lurie, CM, Executive Director of CMHA Toronto, for making this possible. We are asking that this pilot program be expanded to 12 weeks at Beth Shalom Beth Tzedek and at 5 additional sites for 16 weeks. We are also requesting housing supports be made available at each site on every night we're open. The out-of-the-cold shelters are very expensive and time-consuming to run for the places of worship that host them and their volunteers. Over the years, the financial burden on the out-of-the-colds has grown as more and more people turn to us for food and shelter. Fundraising has become an ongoing, urgent priority for us. For every mat, dinner, bag lunch, and breakfast that we provided cost the city 59 cents this year. 59 cents for a mat, a meal. That's really remarkable. And we need that to go up at this point in time to $1.21, which is still the greatest bargain that you'll find anywhere. 3 of our sites are going through renovations. 3 of them are serving kosher food so that the cost is greater. We have certain sites that just don't have the ability to fundraise or the congregants with the means to help them. There are other factors such as diminishing congregations, congregants, etc. I was woken early today by the clergy and told not to use any language that they couldn't use in a sermon to their congregants. So I'm at a loss now of how to conclude, but I'll just sort of tell you one very brief story that probably sums up the way we're feeling. There was a call put out by Shelter Support and Housing through Dixon Hall to see which out of the colds would stay open longer. There were 3 that did. One of them was First Interfaith. And they went and they asked, should we do this on a shoestring budget? They were told, no, go to town, which they did. Now, this is a complicated out of the cold structurally because it's 2 congregations and they don't operate out of their own building. They are renting space. They were told that they would receive the check immediately. Because of the bookkeeping situation, the individual running First Interfaith put everything on her visa. It's been 2.5 months, and she has not received a check yet. This is kind of indicative of how we feel that we are being treated by the city and by Dixon Hall at this point in time. This individual has run and out of the cold for 22 years, and this is the way they're treated when a call goes out to do something above and beyond. I'll leave it there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Questions for the deputant?
The structure, and this is really kind of looking at the very big picture. What's the forum for you to present these kinds of issues? Is it through Dixon Hall, or do you have a direct pipeline into the city administration?
Well, I mean, the city's been very open. Our first course is through Dixon Hall. They do call 2 meetings a year. And then there is someone at Dixon Hall who's in charge of the out of the colds. And if there's an emergency situation, we had one this year where staff from Dixon Hall was pulled out, including the only female staff we had at one point. So I did approach Shelter Support and Housing Admin. They are open, when we have an emergency, but we deal through Dixon Hall.
Okay, Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Mahevik. Any other questions for the deputant? No? Okay, thank you very much, Rafi.
Thank you.
So we're technically on item 10. I have received an advanced circulation motion from Councillor Wong Tam. I guess we'll go to questions for staff on your item, or you just want to move it?
No, I'm happy
Supposed to be quick.
I'm happy to move it. Can I just ask one question? It's public. How much do we pay Dixon Hall for its management of the out of the colds? The quantum?
Through the chair, the budget is $909,000.
909,000. Wow.
That's correct.
And has that been reviewed in the last little while?
Through the chair, so we did add some additional money for food last year and for capital repairs at the request of our colleagues in the Out of the Cold program.
Okay, that's all I have, question-wise.
Any other questions for staff? No? We can go to speakers.
I'll move my motion. There's a lot in the report that was submitted. I know Councillor Wong Tam also has a motion, but in the interest of time, it's basically to have them review it, come back in a month, and tell us what needs to be fixed and how things can be made better in 2019. And I'll save all the speech for another time.
Okay, that's preferred to defer your speech. Councillor Wong Tam, you have a motion to move?
Yes, thank you very much. It has been advanced circulated, but the only thing that will be amended is that we're going to ensure that the General Manager of Shelter Support Housing Administration, in consultation with the Toronto Board of Health, will be able to report back on the report that's before us, tabled by the Out of the Cold programs. And also just to thank, well, I guess the deputy has left, but I was going to thank him for bringing the report forward, and also just to the number of times that he's been before our committee asking for what I think is the similar things over and over again. Can you provide us with this? We need these additional supports. We can't handle what we're seeing. And I must say I'm either disappointed that we haven't responded, or perhaps we have, but it wasn't adequate. Either way, I think what we want to do is acknowledge that they're a very important and critical partner to the overall work that the city is doing. And one of the partners seems to be grossly unhappy, and that's why they keep appearing before us. I hope that when this report does come back in July, it's going to be a very quick turnaround, that we're able to sort of get to some clarity once and for all. Because it's starting to become very confusing why Mr. Aaron has to reappear before us over and over again, and making the similar ask, and why we haven't been able to at least say yes or no what we can and cannot do. Thank you very much.
I just have one question for the mover. Isn't there a risk, because these are faith organizations who are volunteering their time and resources, that we could hyper-regulate them out of business?
So, Mr. Chair, everything that's in my motion is really drawn and lifted out of the report from the Out of the Code programs. These are things that they seem to be asking for, so I didn't invent anything. It's basically things that they've said that these are the tools that they need in order for them to deliver their ad hoc service.
Okay, we'll leave it at that for future discussion. Motion's on the screen. All those in favor? It's carried, and the item is amended. All those in favor? That is carried. And we can now go back to item 8. I believe we're at questions for staff. No, we're good? Speakers. Councillor Cressy.
Just in the interest of time, very quickly, it goes without saying, just echoing some of the comments, that it is a sad state in our city that we have to scale up our emergency response on the respites and the shelters. But in the absence of the supportive housing we need, and we need to be opening beds and shelters, but in the absence of that housing, we have no choice but to continue to scale up our emergency response. We should be getting to the point where we are building housing to close shelters. But until we are at that point, we must do everything we can. And it's on that basis I just want to commend and thank staff coming out of the increase in shelter use this year, a 30% increase this year. Is that right? 50%, jeez, a 50% increase this year in shelter use. I think our staff have done a commendable job in preparation for next year to come forward with not just a suite of programs and plans, but some new out-of-the-box thinking that is required. And so I want to commend them on that. And as it relates to the out of the colds, I just want to say that I think with the increase in homelessness and the 50% rise, coupled with the opioid crisis and some of the challenges associated with drug use, is that increased pressure is being put on them as well. I know I see it in my ward. And so with that, I just want to reiterate my support for the previous motions on the previous item, but to continue on as we struggle through this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Cressy. Any other speakers? Councillor Wong-Tam?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. And I want to just, I think that my level of frustration here is probably felt by many who are around the table. I do, obviously, the staff are doing the very best that they can, but as I take a look at this report, and what's missing is the fact that we're still not securing facilities. And while the inability to secure facilities after, assessing a great number of them is a lot of time and energy and capacity wasted. So that's time and energy invested without the outcome that we're looking for. So as far as I can tell, we're really having a very difficult time, as we all know, getting in front of the problem. And either the criterias have got to change, because perhaps they're just too stringent, or we need to start to be much more creative on how and where people are going to go. And the cost that's escalating is unsustainable, especially as we see that we're going to see a lot more people coming in. And so I actually don't know if we're going to be keeping the respite centers only open 24 hours that are moving forward. Are we going to be moving really to those larger sprung structures that we've now seen that staff have said that they're willing to invest in? This all, to me, is still speaking to a Band-Aid solution. So we need to be able to put the same level of intensity and purpose, not just to look for shelter facilities, but also see, while we're looking for those shelter facilities, can they also be housing? And if we are able to do that while we're doing the same type of work and finding new facilities for shelters, I think that is a good use of our time, because we're reviewing them anyways, we're going out to assess them anyways. Are we not assessing them for potential housing? And so I'm just going to put that out there, because I see that we're going to be running into a big problem in 2019 and 2020, 2021, where we cannot grow like this. It's just entirely unsustainable, and I think that we're going to fall and be crushed under the fact that the system is going to overwhelm us, and so is the service demand. And I'm sorry my remarks are not more positive, but I just want to call that for what it is and know that we are in big, big trouble. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Wong-Tam. I'll just wrap up. I have a very brief motion just to get more details on the semi-permanent structures that are referenced on page 11. We did have a tour about them. Staff have requested that they consult with the real estate, and maybe they want to take it through government management first. But I give staff credit for the creativity in finding new options and new ideas in handling it. And I would agree with Councillor Wong-Tam. What this report is, and previous reports, are alarm bells and a warning sign. And we're going to be looking back at this place in time that our housing shelter crisis is real, and that it is totally unsustainable. When we're assessing 311 properties, and we have 1 secured and 4 conditionally secured, we know we have a major challenge ahead of us. And there's no end in sight to the asylum seeker, refugee issue that is both on an international scale and cross-border between the United States. Our inability to support newcomers when they first arrive because of federal policy, and our inability as a city to really sustain this in any meaningful way. And also providing, not just sustaining it, but providing some kind of dignified response at the same time. So I'll leave it at that. If I can ask the clerk to put the one motion on the screen. Once again, it's just asking for more details on how the semi-permanent structure system will work. Sites, costs, sourcing, and so forth. I think we're entitled to that information. Well, we're the committee where the shelter reports come, so if they want to copy us on the report, that'd be great. It's affirming. All those in favor? That's carried. We are adjourned.
Item is amended, please.
Item is amended? Drop your hands. Thank you very much. I didn't see real estate on Sunday. They had a site tour. Real estate wasn't there. Neither was government.